If you are built Charmin soft, if you fold, somebody says you look fat. Yeah. If you fold because somebody says your hair looks gross, you are not cut for this industry. And let me tell you, things were a lot worse 20 years ago, 50 years ago, whatever. They are still tough now. And can you take that, or are you the one that's gonna run to Twitter and then now I'm gonna make a moment out of this, and that'll be your moment and that's all you're gonna be known for because you can't handle anything else and that's it? Or can you now play chess?
154, we all connected, baby, you already know. I'm talking 154, we bringing Africa around the whole globe. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like home.
Welcome to 154. Today we're joined by a Nigerian American, nationally recognized talk show host and dynamic media personality, a trained journalist and a true multi-hyphenate. Demetria is a producer, actor, culture critic, and entertainer who has anchored newscasts, produced standout entertainment segments, and delivered social media content seen around the world. She's hosted live events, interviewed top celebrities, and created globally sought-after viral moments that sparked conversations and shifted culture. We're excited to welcome Demetria Obilor to 154. Hey! Thank you so much for rocking with us here. We really appreciate having you here. You know, before we get started, we always love to kind of have a little bit of a toast to welcome our guest here. We've got a little palm wine. We've got chin chin here for you.
Yes.
You ready to get?
I saw that. Yes.
We got you the big cup, right?
Oh yes.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Please.
Right. We always want to make sure that we treat you.
Thank you. I like the way you twist the bottle. It shows me you know what you're doing.
Yeah, there you go. And then watch this. Watch it.
Hey, look at that.
You see that?
I like that.
See how fancy that was right there?
That was fancy. That was fancy.
But if this is a true, African podcast, I would love to have seen that you opened this bottle in front of my eyes. Okay, I learned that a long time ago because I don't know what he's done with this. I'm just gonna have to take his word that it's good.
Well, he could have bit the top with his mouth.
I need to
like my mother used to do.
There we go. We're gonna have a little bit of a toast. We're a little distance away here.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I don't want to get because I'm sitting perfectly right now. There we go, my brother.
And we got a little chin here.
Yes, very nice.
Chin.
I love that.
I'm a chin.
But I was wondering where the cola nut was.
Oh, hell no. We ain't even know. That's too bitter.
It is bitter.
And it'll be hyped, too. You'll be hyped up, too.
We'll be hyped up, bouncing around the wall, off the walls.
Cola nut.
Yeah. It just reminds me of my late grandfather. They would always be in his house.
Yeah.
And as kids, it's like, oh my gosh, we can barely stand the taste. But as an adult, you grow into it. Kind of like palm wine, but palm wine is nice. Everybody can enjoy palm wine.
As an adult, you grow into it. I don't think you ever grow into cola nut. If you don't know about cola nut, like, there are a lot of people who don't.
Maybe it's just an Igbo thing.
It is. There's not very big in the Yoruba. It's y'all teaming up on me. That's.
I'm gonna say. I mean, 100%. 100%.
So cola nut makes you guys
better.
I don't know. It's bitter.
Better, maybe. We're just better than you. Sir.
Well, it's bitter.
I didn't say that.
Wait.
Do
your Trump. Do your Trump. Do it.
I'm not doing it.
It was pretty good.
I'm not doing it.
Do your Trump.
I'm not doing it, bro.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. She's waiting.
I'm the guest. Would you please?
Okay. All right. So many people say Godfrey's Trump
is so bad.
It's better than mine. But you know what? I've got the lips. I've got the pointing things.
You sound like Akbar.
Oh my God.
That was pretty good. I'm very proud of you. You're very good.
You got that stiff neck thing down.
That's how we talk.
I want to get into your name. Your name. Give me your full name.
Yeah.
My full name.
Yeah, full name. Don't be giving me. Don't give me the TV version.
No.
I want the name.
Yeah, I want it all.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so my name is, and you wanted with the nice sound.
Whatever, go all out.
I'm tonally deaf, so I struggle with it. But go ahead. But I want you to do it. Go ahead.
No, so he's gonna judge me. Okay, Demetria Chinonso Ogechi Obilor. That's how you would say
Chinonso Obilor.
Chinonso
Ogechi.
Okay.
Obilor.
I said
Obilor.
But obviously, just in a way, it's like, Obilor. People are fine with saying it like that.
And we're here with Obilor.
Demetria Obilor from Channel 8 News. Yes. Nice to meet you with that.
And right after this is we have a puppy drive. You know how many of those shows I got to do?
Coming at me.
Because I got to, no. I got to try. When I travel, I have to do these news shows. My cousin is a big news person in D.C.
Yeah.
So she does the morning show. So she's been there for like 20, 15 years. So She's my cousin. She'd be like this. And now we have my cousin. And then after, when the cameras go off, what's up, cousin?
It's about speaking with diction, right? And so for me, I always try to keep it in the same lane as my own voice. I don't want to just seem very cartoonish, like, here, look at the gentleman that I'm sitting with right now. We're drinking palm wine and chin chin. Is that a special native dish from Nigeria?
But that's how you guys actually talk.
That's not how I talk.
No. I'm saying, okay, now I'm from Chicago, so my buddy, he's the CBS, who I went to college with, Brian Baker. He's the sports guy. He's #1 sports guy. I know Maurice Dubois, that's in New York City. I know, those are all my friends. So my other buddies, weatherman, Derek Young. So they literally go, well, let's looking real bad this week. Let me show you the precipitation on it. And then they're like, yo, what up, dude? I'm telling you, they have that news voice.
Because you know, there is a news voice.
Thank you.
Where does that news voice?
I don't do
You
that
hit
news
it though.
voice.
You just hit it right now.
Because that's like me putting on an accent. That's almost like me talking like I'm from the East Coast or something. Now I'm talking like I'm Channel 8 News. This is what
So
we're
how do you
talking
talk on
about.
there? Okay. How do you talk on there?
Okay, so obviously I did the traffic. The people call me traffic based. So when I would do it, it's like let's take Vegas traffic. All right, guys. So we're taking a look at I-15 North right now. If you're on your way up to North Las Vegas, there's a big crash. So you have to understand. But no. Let me show you the news version. All right, guys. We're taking a look at I-15 North. We're heading up northbound for those of you.
Well, you don't talk like that.
But people will switch their natural voice up in the cadence to sound more like that because somehow that's been kind of made to.
But that's the
believe that
thing.
you're credibility.
That's the standard. Yeah, that's the standard.
But when you're doing local news, you're speaking to all demographics, you're speaking to all age groups, and you're speaking to people like my grandmother. Hey, Helen.
I think you're speaking to white people personally, but go ahead. Because you should be able to go like this, man. It's real trafficky
But that's
out
not
there,
even the way that I talk.
It's trafficky, man.
Yeah, so we
Hey,
out
the
here
cars
in
are clashing, baby.
Yeah.
You're going to be late.
Hold on.
We out here in the main streets of LA, but I don't even talk like that. So, I can
just
talk
kidding.
like this a little bit. But the thing is, or we can talk like we're from here down in the country. I got some accents too. Yeah, when I was out there in Dallas, Texas, and you're coming up from good Oak Lawn, anything like that. Yeah, very nice.
No, I'm just saying there's still a news voice. I don't care.
There is a news voice.
Still a news voice.
There's a presentation style.
No, yeah.
There's a presentation style. But for me, I think that my news voice kind of aligns with my natural voice. I mean, whenever I'm speaking about something seriously.
That's why they hired you.
I'll tell you a
That's
story.
just because I'm good at what I do.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story.
Yeah.
Tell me a story.
Yeah, because, when I first got into this lane, transitioning into from the NFL, I remember the very first time I got the job for American Ninja Warrior.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there and I'm just trying to figure out, you've heard the cadence from so many game show hosts.
That's
you
right.
just hear it.
That's right.
And when you're thrown into this space for the very first time, you kind of naturally go to what you think is expected.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, my producer or the director came up to me at one point and he goes, "Did your homeboys know you talk like that?" Wow. I mean, just real smooth, just came in and I was like, and he called me out, Patty Mac, and I was like, yeah, you're right. And what it did, it allowed me just to jump in and create my own. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. That's not how I talk, because I thought the way I speak probably wouldn't come across well.
Yeah.
So once I opened up into being just who I was, I think that's where the personality and everything else, because when you try to form your voice to sound like what you think it's supposed to, you also lock away your personality because you're trying to be something else.
You're always going to give enough.
Yeah.
I had great acting teachers. You give enough and then you cut back. It's always good to make that choice. And then they go, no, we don't need you to do that. Just in case, because, this business is cornball.
Yeah.
So they might have you go, we're going to need you to sound more like us. when politicians speak, other than Trump doing this, which is very unorthodox, this every time he talks, Obama did it, Clinton did it. They go, Obama like, I just want to make sure it's that book. It's here.
Well, look, let me be clear. Where's Sasha and Malia? Thank you, everybody.
That's not bad. That's not bad. A lot of people try to imitate me, and that's not bad. Because he's very Chicago, But they do this. A lot of them do this. When you watch on ESPN, they have to do this with their hands. They have to put their because they don't let you do this on these sports desks. Everybody's like this. Have you noticed that? Everybody does that, and there's a type of way everybody talks. Even if they're Southern, there's still a way. There's still a schematic that they have that you got to stay within.
And it's interesting you said that, though, because when I first started out in Las Vegas, I remember just a quick toss to me, about to do a traffic segment talking about traffic issues around the city. And the guy said, like, Demetria, what kind of music do you listen to in the gym? And I was like, well, I listen to a little bit of Yeezy, Drizzy, Jeezy. And my producer had called me aside later after the newscast, and she was like, the way you talked on the newscast earlier, I was like, well, what? What do you mean? She was like, yeah, like clubby. I was like, clubby? Like, what do you mean? Like, we're in the club? And she was like, no, like very, like text talk. And I'm just like, oh, like LOL? Like, what do you mean? Like, I wanted to go out like,
very wrong. You should not do that.
Go ahead.
But that's what people identify with. And I think that's what made me it just enabled me to grow the audience that I've been able to, especially on social media, because anything that you're going to see from Demetria is still going to be rooted in my own authenticity. If I get excited, if I'm doing my foodie series, Demetria Eats, and I'm like, oh, that was flames, this was really good, then you're going to see that come out. But if I'm presenting, and I am presenting to a wide group of people, but like, for example, you, like that sweater, I would never think that you're from where? Inglewood, you said?
From LA.
LA, yeah. I mean, it says LA, but the way it looks kind of like uppity, stuffy, like Harvard or something like that.
That old 1950 Negro baseball.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't know. I was like, I didn't know.
It's to throw you off a little bit.
It threw me off a little bit, I have to say, but we'll rock with it.
Let's go back to the names, because we didn't get the meaning of your name. Do you know the meaning of your name?
Of course. So first, my name, Demetria, is a Greek name, but that's, goddess, of course, Demeter, the goddess of fertility, agriculture. But then Chinonso is the name. When I was being born, my dad called, hey, my grandmother, who's now passed on in Nigeria. Yes, rest in peace.
Yes.
And so we were like, what do we name her? Yeah. And so she was like, oh, Chinonso, Nonso. So she would call me Nonso, and Chinonso means God is near.
Oh,
God is
there. Always God.
Yeah, God has got to be there. If if it's Nigerian culture, God is always
everything is God.
And then Chi, which is one of my favorites, in God's time. Which I'm not a very patient person, but I love that it's always like this kind of internal reminder for me to be like, in God's time, not your time.
Yeah. That's good. That's great.
Yeah.
So and going back to the origin and the naming, I'm sure at some point as you started to get going into school, was there a point where people pointed you out? Because Demetria is, a name that probably wouldn't red flag and
things. They called it ghetto. Like, a lot of kids made fun of my name in Kansas City, but I feel like, for me, I mean.
Because you grew up in Kansas City.
I grew up in Kansas City. Kansas City, Missouri, home of the Chiefs. We'll be back at it next year, But, it was, you get bullied. I mean, but I don't really care. Like, it makes you tougher. Like, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from a different time. It's like, you bully me. Like, it's just, we're cut from a different cloth. You're just sharpening a blade right now. So that doesn't really upset me. But people made fun of my name a lot. But I really am the only Demetria Obilor. I don't think there's another one. Yeah. I've looked it up.
Yeah. So your dad's Igbo.
Yes.
You talk about that. What was that like? What did your father teach you growing up about your Nigerian
You talk
heritage?
about proper grammar. You talk about the way that I speak.
But here's the thing. That's not it. I didn't even mean it like that. Most Nigerian kids that are born in America end up speaking proper anyway. Mm-hmm. All of us speak very proper.
You better know
so
how.
we can adjust to news and talking on a teleprompter because we already talk. I used to always talk. You guys talk white. I go, what is that? Yeah, my sister talked, and she was born in Nigeria, but she speaks proper. My brother speaks proper. This is how we talk.
Yes.
Right.
Because I guess our parents are the King's English. They are so over exaggerated. It turns into proper English.
Yes.
Because we hear my father say, why? Where are you going? It's WH is the proper way.
Yeah.
And so when we are learning, it's not, what is ain't? It's I am not.
Yes.
So now you're American, so it transfers into perfect English.
You have all of these different dialects that you can pull from, so it's awesome. Yeah. But another thing that, from my dad, it's, in the Igbo culture, the eldest girl, Ada, and I'm the oldest.
That's my mom.
So you're the oldest?
I'm the oldest girl, period.
That's my mother.
I'm big sis.
Okay.
That was my mother's Adaku. My mother, Ada.
Yes.
My father would say Ada.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
It's a very, very strong and respected position in a lot of Igbo families. And so with that, it's kind of almost like you're a second mom, essentially. And there's this thing about Nigerian culture. It's like you respect the eldest, you defer to the youngest. And so my brothers, though, my dad didn't teach necessarily that part. They get away with murder. But me,
yes.
You had to tell.
I had to be,
You get away with everything.
Yeah. They get away with everything. But also, and I feel like a lot of Nigerian households, and so, Godfrey, you'll tell me, there's not a lot of praise for basic things like high school diploma. I would expect that. There's no real praise. And so when there's appreciation every now and again, but it really forces you to be self-motivated. And that's something that I've come as an adult to really respect about like my dad, my family, is that this is what you're supposed to be doing.
How would he, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. How would he, like if you came home with straight A's, what would he say?
Well, actually, hold that thought.
What the hell?
Hold that thought, because we have something, we're gonna come back to that later.
Oh, really?
We're gonna come back to that one later.
Yes.
Well, okay, how was it growing up like for you, like in a mixed home? Because your father, Nigerian, your mother of German and Polish descent.
Yeah, many
European.
European immigrants from Kansas. My grandparents from Overland Park, Kansas. I feel like it's my mom's white, half my family's white, half my family is in Nigeria, black. I never really grew up with, it's interesting because you find yourself in a cross section of a very divided America, even in modern times. And so it's like, I was never taught my dad, it's just not part of his history to be like, oh, this is the African-American experience in this country. And so then you go out into the world and you're like learning it on your own. Yeah. Like what that means to be a lighter complexion black person and, you know, how that may be perceived. And so when I went to college, I'm very educated and you learn these things. And I wanted to further educate myself on this kind of stuff. And so it's interesting because I didn't grow up with any preconceived notions of any culture. A lot of people's parents kind of put that bigotry onto their children or prejudice, or maybe a black protective mother might warn their children that be careful, be wary of certain white people. This could be your experience. But my mom's she didn't teach me that necessarily. So when I go out into the world, I'm thinking, people warn them that way.
All of them.
You know, so, but it just was, it was nuanced in that way that it was, I just kind of went out and I thought everything I did came from my own, you know, credibility, everything that I earned. And so you didn't realize that kind of racism until later on. And I don't want to bring up something so heavy, but at the same time, it's like, that is, you asked me about my mixed race upbringing. I mean, that's an interesting thing.
Because, you know, like my wife is half black, half white. And, you know, there are some cultural things that took some getting used to. And there's been some of that shift. Like I wanted to do the big naming ceremony, didn't get an opportunity to do big naming ceremony, but she gave my father the honor of naming all of our kids. You know what I mean? So it was that kind of give and take in trying to say, okay, what are some of the cultural things? There are certain things that were staple that I was like, oh, no, this is how we do it. Like my kids will have the Nigerian names and the so on and so forth. And so I wondered if there was that cultural.
Yeah, there was one, that you bring it up. My mom makes green bean casserole on Thanksgiving. That's not something black people do. But it's really good.
No flavor.
I'm just kidding. Not to water down.
No flavor. I know what you mean.
But it's like, no, no, it's really good.
Is it good? Is it good? With raisins. Put some raisins in. Put some raisins.
Some of that, you know. Some mayonnaise, extra mayonnaise.
Oh, damn. Where's the helmets at?
No.
Okay.
And my dad's Nigerian, so when he cooks, he's cooking fufu. We grew up eating okra soup. That's my favorite. So I mean,
okra's your favorite, huh?
I love okra soup.
I'm an agusi guy.
I like agusi. That's like my next favorite.
But that's cool that you're okra, because okra was always like, oh man.
So your dad would make Nigerian food.
Yes.
Your mom would jump right in and be like,
oh, my dad's cooking. It's his kitchen, and my mom's cooking. It's her kitchen, and they kind of do their own thing like that. But I feel that these are two very open-minded, very well-educated, non-prejudiced people who came together in love. Met in Kansas City, got married 2 years later, had me. And that was it. It's love. My mom's art major. She's got her master's in art education. She's very interested in different cultures, very just open person. There was never any prejudice or weariness about any type of thing
Did you ever go through, and I know my wife talks about this, that, as far as the belonging and just going, when you're in your, with the Nigerian groups or with your, in this group or, on your mom's side, did you feel like did you ever experience any of that?
No, but I understand. I can understand why some people do, but that's just not really my personality. I'm just, from a very young age, if I showed you pictures of me as a little girl in Nigeria talking to my aunts and people aunts, uncles, are they really my aunts and uncles? Who the hell knows who these people are? Right. But I'm talking with, because I know who I am, like even from that young age, I've always been a very strong person. And so, if I walk into a room, I see people, I greet you, how are you doing? Always with respect. And I'm interested about you. We'll ask questions. I never feel intimidated walking into any room. That's just not a part of my experience. I know that a lot of people feel that. I don't feel that because any room I walk into, I know how to talk to people. I talk to everybody. I know.
I got that sense when you walked in.
Yeah.
A certain level of confidence that just comes into the room.
It must come from it. I think about my grandmother. She's a very strong woman. Although I come from a very strong line of women, but I do feel that it's, you know, also the product of my parents' upbringing. It's like I have a strong sense of self. So no, I'm not afraid of anything. And I'm from Kansas City, so you know we get right with you. I know you said you're from Chicago, but you gotta put some respect on the show me state.
But Chicago is, man, let me tell you something. Y'all can't even, man, people know when I say Chicago, they go, all right. I said, don't try it. I respect y'all, but you know Chicago, bro.
I didn't know Kansas. I didn't know Kansas City was like that. I didn't know Kansas.
You don't go to. You ever been to Kansas City?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I perform in Kansas City every year.
Yeah.
I do the.
You go to Gates where they scream at you with the barbecue.
How may I help you?
I've eaten Oklahoma Joe. I've eaten all that. I've done I was at the barbecue competition. One year, I was at the barbecue competition in Kansas City. I've done 18th and Vine. I've done the Negro League. Hold up. Negro League Baseball Museum. I've been there 20 times. I don't play. I even met Buck O'Neill, who passed away, one of the last Negro League baseball players. I met him. So I'm Kansas City for real. It's not a game out here. You know what I mean? I know the whole the Jazz Museum connected to the Negro League.
He already knows.
You know what I'm saying?
He knows.
Oh,
he already knows.
You get where I'm coming from, man? Watch me.
He got it.
I know Kansas City, man.
Your body
Missouri side or Kansas side, they go back and
It's only
forth.
one side.
That's what I'm saying, but they go back and forth. She knows I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, when he do this, I kind of.
She knows what I know.
You gotta really.
But I've been in New York for 20 years, so that's where that comes from. He comes with me to New York. Oh my! He walks around with me in New York.
Crazy. I don't want to see him in New York because I'm like,
oh.
Did your father teach you Igbo?
just no.
Mine either. Okay, like this. How far now? I did.
Yeah.
How far now? It's like one tinti is water, me is a little. I mean, even your little stuff get you for. Okay.
You know what I think? You know what I think it is? You know what I think it is? Because I know there are some people who have the belief and they're like, oh man, shame your parents didn't teach you this.
That's not a shame.
Like my mom and my dad, especially my dad, my father really did try.
Yeah.
But I think when you come to this country and you're trying to make it and then you have a lot of kids, it's very difficult to sit at home and teach all of your kids the language, when you're out there and you're like hustling. Like my mom was a hustler, entrepreneur. My dad was a hustler, entrepreneur, and they were constantly going. So I remember we had like this big old whiteboard in our hallway, and I remember my father would try. He's like, write that. No, Yoruba. You teach it. He put the alphabet and put the words or whatever.
Today is the word of the day. This is the word.
But then he would come home, and it was just kind of hard. It was kind of hard to follow up on it. You know what I mean?
Especially since my mom is white, right? So my dad said that he would have done it, and I don't know if he's blaming my mom now. I was like, if he was Nigerian, now I do, But no, I remember one time he came back from Nigeria, and he brought these kind of like workbooks or something, and I remember like a go to MKPI. It's like, it's not the easiest language.
It's hard with the little circles.
It's a tonal language. It's different.
It's tonal. It's very difficult. And I have an app with Nigeria Igbo app. Yeah. It's so damn funny. Yeah. And it's like there's people in it. It's like people record themselves. Mba.
Mba. Mba. Yeah, stop.
Mba.
Well, that's the most important word to know.
It's good.
Stop.
You're like, stop. The next person be like, Kedu. Man, it's on my app right now.
He ain't even learning the language. He's just watching the facial expression.
No, but it's so. But you have to pronounce it like them. Kedu.
Yeah. It's important, but because imagine hearing it for the first time. But my thing is I wish that I knew the language more, and so now as an adult, I wish I did, and so I'd love to learn more pieces. But you know what I think that a lot of Nigerian really respond to is that even if you don't know the language, and first of all, the national language of Nigeria, of course, is English. So he's like, anybody you want to talk to in Nigeria is going to speak English. And
Pidgin. They're using Pidgin more than they're doing Igbo now. Yeah.
You'll get a better deal in the market if you could speak the language. But there's so many different languages in Nigeria. We talk about the three, Yoruba, Hausa, the main tribes, Igbo, but there's so many others as well.
Ibibio.
There's like 300.
There's so many.
300.
Vast country.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of different languages, a lot of different cultures within the culture.
But Nigerians respond to confidence and respect. You come into a room full of Nigerian people, and Nigerians sometimes get a bad rep because it's like we're the ones clapping on the plane loud. We talk loud on the phone, very confident. Igbo Igbo, there's this idea that, oh, everybody Igbo was only concerned with money, this, da-da-da-da-da. But the thing is that any Nigerian you come across, you come with confidence and you don't back down easy like this. And they like it. That's part of the culture. Because everybody coming from Nigeria, to me, most of the time, very strong people.
When was the first time you went to Nigeria?
When I was a baby.
And how often would you go?
Oh my gosh, when we could get enough time, because when you go to Nigeria, you want at least a month, 2 months. The last time I went, unfortunately, 2016, but I've been talking with my dad, and I'm like, Dad, we got to make, my dad's in Nigeria right now. I'm like, Dad, take us. He's like, no, I want to go to Nigeria by myself. I don't want to worry about you as, like kids. I will tell you a funny story. But I think it was maybe the first or second time. It was probably the first time my dad took us all as children and my mother to his village. My grandfather, my late grandfather, is the chief village of the village.
Imo State?
Yes. Oh, yes. We're from Imo State. Yes. Imo State. Yes. So they saw my mom. Some kids, really young kids, saw my mom for the first time, and one looked at my mom and was like, just started crying. And it was like, why are you crying? Because like the baby thought she'd seen a ghost. Because my mom is white, but she ain't that white.
The friendliest
they thought she was a
ghost,
That's not a common story. But in the village, when you're a baby, you don't grow up. You see people that look like you. You see light-skinned people. My great-grandmother is very fair-skinned. But, yeah.
You don't think it was like a colonial flashback?
I mean,
no, not again.
No.
Ah, please, leave us alone. I'm coming for us.
No, my mom was wearing her braids. She was real blended in. No, I'm just kidding. Stop it. No.
But that's some
funny. On, everything was good, but no. It's interesting like that. It's crazy.
It's like when Donald Trump walked into that classroom, and they were kids were like, ah, he was like, how are you kids doing? What's going on?
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Good morning to everybody. And they were like, ah, they were crying. It's evil. The kids ran. You didn't see it.
I've seen that.
Yo, son, the kids are like, ah. Kids like, oh my God, they're so happy that I'm here. The kids are crying with joy.
With that one right there.
And then, also too, your mom, like, I was going through looking at social media. Yeah, looking you up. Your mom also has been dressed in traditional, in traditional wear, and I just love the respect, the honor, and there's.
Well, that was all given to her. There's this idea, I think, that when people might see that outside of that context. Like, oh, you're trying to culturally appropriate. None of that, never that. It was always, you have to understand, Nigerian people are so very welcoming. And I would say most cultures outside of the United States oftentimes embrace foreigners coming in who are respectful of their culture.
That's right.
And so the video that you're referring to was my Aunt Shoma, her wedding. And so, of course, we're all dressed in native attire, which is absolutely beautiful. You get it sized, tailored perfectly, and it's so gorgeous. And my mom, I mean, like I said, my mom is a very artsy, very caring. She's a Pisces. Let me just split it out there.
Yeah.
So, she loved it. She loved it. I mean, the Nigerian clothing is extremely beautiful, very elegant, coral, everything. I remember when we'd go back, even when I was like a teenager, my grandmother would always gift us like, oh, here's the latest coral, here's this, and we're gonna go here. Just absolutely gorgeous. The women, everybody, beautiful.
Yeah. How was it growing up? You said the oldest of four, right?
Yes.
The oldest of four, three brothers. The only girl in the house.
Oh yeah.
Like what was that like? Because I'm 6 of 7. There were 6 boys, 1 girl.
Woof. Oh my God.
And it wasn't until I got much older where I realized, like, oh wow. We really did give my sister the business. Like because there was nobody sitting there telling us about some of the just emotional intelligence. You just kind of just locked in. We're logical, and we're just going straight. This is this is that. That's it. So it wasn't a lot of the nuances of understanding a lot of her feelings. So what was that like for you?
Everybody has feelings, but I've never been like a feeling. I'm not a soft person like that. On my man or something like that. That might be different, right? But if you're talking to me like. I've got 3
Even
brothers.
in your formative years when you were growing up?
I mean, I play with Barbie dolls, but I've got 3. We're rough. I'm the oldest. First of all, I'm bossy. You should be listening to me. That's my little brother. I'm telling you what to do.
Yeah.
That's Nigeria.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
respect.
telling you what to do. I'm like, no, you should, baby, do this.
That
do
was
this.
my sister.
Do this. That's kind of how it is. So
but there's still
what happens when they got muscles, though? What happens when your brothers got muscles?
Of course.
When your brothers got muscles.
Oh, Jesus. My youngest brother's a bodybuilder. He's strong. Because when he hugs me, it even hurts. His muscles are so big. I'm like, oh, you hit him and he hits you back. He's just playing.
Yes,
it's like,
son.
Relax.
Yes, son.
I got into fights with him, but not like that because my dad wouldn't tolerate it. Even we'd be in our car, all 4 of us in the back seat of the car or whatever, and he's like, stop squabbling. Or like, stop touching me. He's like, stop squabbling. Stop it. And it said, look, it's the tone of his voice with the Nigerian father. You know it's very serious, so you know to stop immediately, because otherwise Uncle Stick is coming out. I come from that generation where, spanking your kids wasn't.
No, you can say it. No. You didn't get spanking. No, you didn't get spanking. We got whooped.
Flog. No, my father said, flogging. I will flog.
And it was never as bad as what he got, obviously. He would tell us crazy stories. His teachers were allowed to hit you.
Oh, yeah, back in the day. They could whoop you in school.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, they would just beat you.
Yes. And then your mom would beat you because she heard about it. So
right. So you get double beating.
Yeah.
All right, you mentioned your father's tone, the Nigerian tone.
Oh, yeah.
I want to test you a little bit, all right? We're going to test your Nigerian mannerisms, all right?
Geez.
We're going to throw a couple out and just see what that is, all right? Right here. What's this?
What's that?
Is that what come? Like, what is that? Like, more like getting
That's
mad?
when
I don't know
you're
about
pointing
that
at something.
When you're pointing at something.
Oh, my dad doesn't do that one too much.
He doesn't.
Maybe he's been in the States too long. He doesn't do that one too much. It's more just.
My parents still did. It was like, get me the biro. You know what the biro is?
Yes. My dad did, because he came to this country when he was around 16, 17 years old and was going to college. And so he's still very Nigerian.
Yeah.
But he had to be careful because he's got these American kids. Yeah. So it's like, but of course it's always go get the remote. My dad doesn't do any housework. There's just no such thing as that. It's like you've got kids. Even my mom is like, do you want to do this? Like, oh, we got kids for that. That's what the kids do. That's what the kids are for.
That is
I don't know if I agree with it.
Do you?
He could be watching, so let me just not.
No, go ahead.
No.
Come on.
No, it was more, my dad is very expressive. It was always his eyes, it was his tone of voice. And the thing is that when I was growing up, you never wanted to ask him for anything because most of the time it was always a no.
No.
Yes. Can we go outside?
No. Everything was
no.
Yeah,
no.
Why was that? Why was that? Can we have this?
For what? Just be out for what? I'm like, damn, it's like everything was no.
It was always no. And so it was like, try to ask mom. And I remember I pulled it one time where dad said no, but then mom said yes. And I was like, okay, mom said yes. And then
usually it works.
But then they get together and that's like, don't ever, like, no. I learned that
what about this one? Did you ask your mother if she said
no, it was actually.
That's a nice one. Then
it was the reverse in my house. My mom would always say, go ask your dad. Go ask your daddy.
Damn, she knew it was a no.
Oh, she was like, go ask your daddy.
She already knew. She's like, yo, man, go over there.
You want to be the bad one.
I ain't got nothing to do with it right now. Go over there,
always go ask your daddy. And it was like, never mind.
Yeah.
You're trying to get over it. Never mind.
Dad was the disciplinarian. I mean, not to say my mom, you'd have to really take her there, but my dad, like, that's the one. It's like, go get the stick, make sure it's big enough, because if it's not, then I'm going to go get it.
Yeah.
But I didn't get, like, probably spanked as hard as my brothers did. But it's just, I mean, you know what? Yeah. We didn't do it again.
Yeah.
Well, and if you did, you're like, dang.
Yeah.
Open your hand.
I know, it was bad. It was intense, yeah.
Do you remember what you got whipped with? I can tell you what I got whipped with. My dad.
Belt or stick.
What'd you get, with bamboo?
No,
What'd you get?
my dad.
Sugar cane.
Water hose. He would cut the water hose out.
Cut it up.
Yeah, and just take an old one that had a hole, and he would cut them up. I remember actually he used to hide it in his side drawer of his bed. And I would have to like
just for you.
No, oh yeah.
You'd be like this. Akbar. I told you to get in at 11 o'clock, right? Wait,
no. I would never do that.
Akbar.
All right, no, here's
Akbar B. Jamila Jr.
So, I mean, we always be doing things. There's a lot of us, 6 boys. And so I would go in after every beating, I would go in and take one, throw it away. And I would always throw it away on a trash day, right? Until that would just slowly start to deplete the water hose. But I remember there was one day that I thought I could outsmart my dad because I hated getting whooped. Oh my gosh, it was just so hard.
Especially with that.
God, I remember putting a book that I had. It was called Balloon. It was like my 4th grade book.
You put it in your butt?
Well, I put it in my butt thinking that my father would not even think. It was one of those thick reading books. You know, the thick reading books.
All here is Duke.
It's like, Duke. This one. I was like, oh shoot. Like, I had to take that out. Or the fact that
my mother had his clothes hangers. My mother used, she'd go, or her slippers.
Yeah.
Those Nigerian slippers, the leather joints. She would have that, or wiffle bat. I had a what? Listen, my father used a wiffle bat, and it is painful because we had wiffle bat baseball. We had our wiffle bat. And my father found it. Like, he was like, okay. And I was like, oh, here's,
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
And that,
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some of the Nigerian punishments. All right, because I know when you
okay.
have like, did you have to do up downs, like hold your ears and go up down?
My dad
No,
didn't do us like that.
Okay, what about the rice on the floor and you have to knee on the?
No, hell no.
No, this sounds like torture. What
Is your father a dictator?
No, my dad is a good man.
Did they have a coup in your house? Damn.
It made you who you
Did
are
you have the
today.
one where he butt naked laying on the knee? No, come on, man.
Y'all didn't have to do that.
Wait.
What about raise your hands? Like,
Yeah, raise your hands
Raise your
up.
hands and just keep your hands up all day.
My
It
sister
was
made
more
us do
like,
that.
you know what you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 15. Like, it's like something like that.
15?
Like,
15 what?
15
Lashes?
Oh, 50 lashes,
something like
50
that. Yeah,
lashes.
something
But
like
yo,
that.
My dad
Wait, what
never
else?
counted. My dad
No,
never
what
counted. It
else?
was so.
So you don't know how long.
You don't know how long.
I
it's
want to
gonna-
know more of the torture devices your father used.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Would you
go,
buy
no,
it
okay.
neck
No,
with
no,
a
no, no. Go wash your hands.
Okay. What?
Like put soap on your hand.
Okay.
You wash your hands. You
Okay.
put soap. You get it nice and really like.
Okay,
you know,
what happens?
Your hands are more are soft. You soften your hands and then you will get the whipping.
Oh!
Yeah, because now it's tender. Like that.
Your father
Your
worked for the
dad is on
government.
another-
Your father worked for the
Oh, yeah,
government.
yeah.
I swear, he worked under a regime.
This is
He's like, go and get the pliers.
But
Go and get there.
ask any of my teachers, ask any of our neighbors.
That is insanity.
None of us,
Heard this
none of
before.
us, all 7 of us, none of us were problem kids. Because my dad, like, I was more afraid of my father than I was afraid of the gang members in the neighborhood. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, there's no way.
Well, you always know, I remember in the neighborhood in Chicago, because, we had, gangbangers in Chicago. But my father worked on the north, he was educated on the west side of Chicago. Have you heard of the west side of Chicago?
I always hear about the south side of Chicago.
No,
South
west
of
side, that's
Chicago.
where the Bulls play. West side is when someone said they from the west side, you should keep walking.
Yeah.
Oh.
The west, my father was there 45 years. He was at Malcolm X College, which was a nice college, but then he did another program, adult learn. West side, man, my father was so known there that we had Blackstone Rangers, hardest gangbangers be like this. Hey man, we got your daddy, man. Your dad, man, taught me how to read, man. Just want to let you know that. Kill it. My father's like, oh yes, they know me. They straighten up when they see my father. Be like, hello, Mr. Danchman. He's like, see, they just all of them. They kill us.
You can't. There's nothing that's going to surprise like a
You come from
Nigerian
Nigerian
person. You don't-
regime. You're like this. Oh, you have it going. Okay,
Yeah.
that's okay. We have gone. We also
We have AK-47.
Because when I was in Nigeria, I remember it was like when I was like about 13, we were in Nigeria, because I had a famous, my uncle was a famous singer in Nigeria, Sonny Okosi, so we were at his compound.
Yeah.
And so we're going, and my sister was about to take a photo or something, and these guns, they were like, hey, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just get out the car, yeah. All machine gun up.
Everywhere you go, everywhere you go.
Yeah, no doubt.
Military escort. This, that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
I want to talk about the moment that went viral for you. I think everyone was kind of seen around the country. You were body shamed while, obviously doing your everyday job.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read this because this is crazy because you've been through so much, and things that you had to experience. But I can't even believe I'm repeating this. But, a person wrote on social media, says she's a size 16, 18 woman in a size 6 dress, and she looks ridiculous. I'm not going to watch Channel 8 anymore. Whoa. What was your first thought when you saw this message come across? I mean, your very first thought. I know how you responded, which I give you so much credit and props for, but when you see something like that, because those are words and they have implications.
To some people, not to me. I'm going to be honest. Like when I see something like that, it doesn't. I've heard so many other. I mean, look at my hair. This is my natural curly hair.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. When I first started working on the news, I wore it like this, and so viewers would call in and say, "I can't believe hair like that could ever be properly cleaned. It looks like it smells bad. I don't know what creed, religion, whatever that is, but the hair's got to go." This is how it was born.
I wonder what race they were. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
I wonder.
Yeah, I just wonder. So, but my thing is, but we talk about growing up in the Midwest in Kansas City.
Yeah, no doubt. Same.
You heard anything that the kids are so much worse than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Midwest racism? That's the real deal.
But what was it like? Yeah, when you
but it wasn't even the white. It's like growing up on the block. You know, we were just roasting each
No,
other.
of course. We roasted.
No
doubt.
And I grew up with nothing but guys, so it's like they used to make fun of my sideburns. Somebody got the Ashanti sideburns. Anything, anybody saw. All we did was joke.
No joke, no doubt. That's
day, every day.
Yes,
so with that, you have a tougher skin getting into it. So when I see a comment like that, I remember when I didn't even see it directly. I saw that it was getting a lot of traction on Twitter, and then I'm like, why is my Twitter blowing up? Because Chance the Rapper had gotten a hold of it, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, oh, that's what that lady said. I'm like, oh, and he was like, don't be like Jan. You know, Jan's big mad, and I was like, wow, I was just more like, wow, I'm glad that other people are being supportive, but those kinds of things, words really don't hurt me. I'm really from that generation, sticks and stones. Like that really is like it just doesn't, you can't even touch me like that. It doesn't even get me. I'm not gonna lie, but where it does get me is that you would say this to somebody who that could touch. And there are some people who didn't have the upbringing that I've had. And so for me, it's like there might be children or, you know, growing young girls who are my size, and they're like, oh, so then I'm not good enough. So then I have to speak to that and say, no, it's my responsibility to show that, you know, while I'm not shaming this woman by saying, but hey, if you don't like it, you can always change the channel. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't make me angry. I don't know you. People have written long letters to me, my boss, the person who hired me, okay, like my immediate boss, it's a very serious thing. My coworkers, long letters like this about how Demetria is inappropriate, what she wears, this, that, trying to literally get me fired. I've had coworkers try to get me fired based on the success that I was having. I've had people try, you know how it is. People try to actively sabotage you.
Always.
Oh, I've been in that situation before.
You too?
Absolutely, of course.
I've never heard any sabotaging of you.
Oh, yeah. And I just
Have I explained myself?
Yeah, but
you got to sabotage.
So when you ask me that, I want to, you know, because it's not appropriate, and people get too comfortable living behind their computer screens, but it has absolutely no effect. I just was appreciative that was a moment in solidarity of me being myself, my most authentic version of myself, and other people saying, you know what, we stand with you. And I appreciated that the most. And so that's what spoke to me. Not the words, and I'm not BSing you. I'm really from Kansas City. I'm really not, those words really, I'm telling you, totally bro, come on, Godfrey, you know, there's just,
and a lot of these things, a lot of them are bots, man.
Yes,
80% are bots.
Dead internet theory?
Yeah, because sometimes someone will say some really crazy stuff to me, and I'm automatically like, oh yeah, let me, and I'm like, yeah, 0 posts.
Yeah.
And it's just some dude like, and you're like, it's a lot.
The bots thing is crazy because I think it was Chance the Rapper, the same one will just kind of put out and expose kind of like even the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, and like how a lot of those comments were like kind of generated by bots to kind of like to attack Drake. So I didn't even know, like I'm just learning about how people are utilizing and weaponizing, but this was a real person.
This was a real person
came after you.
And so some people might, you know, I mean, I'm looking at her, she's an older woman. For me, I'm just kind of like, people are trying to dox her online. I'm like, it's not that serious. I don't want anybody's, you know, personal safety to be harmed, even if you're disrespectful like that. She's not trying to physically harm me. That'd be a different story. It's not that. So for me, it's just like maybe this moment forced her to reevaluate what she said and why she's saying the things that she did. Because truth be told, there's a double standard. I'm a curvier person, but I am a dress size 6 or 8. If I was a size 16 or 18, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? And there are people who will have the same dress on that I have, but because my thigh is a little bit thicker, because I'm a little bit fuller up top, then all of a sudden it becomes severely inappropriate. And so for me, I want to address that double standard and challenge people's perspectives and notions that all because I'm a person of color, because I'm curvier, you don't automatically get to sexualize me. And that's something that's happened historically to women who look like me. And so I will take a stand for that, because also for the young people who look like me, and they need to know that it's okay to stand in who you are and know that it is good enough. It pains me to see stories of young children who've had to cut their locks off just to fit in, just to get a job. Godfrey, you know how this is. I mean, you're coming up in the business. I mean, you're constantly being analyzed and it's who you are. This is how I came out of the womb. This is my natural God-given hair. It's cleaned. It smells amazing. I just
did you ever feel the pressure to, like, you know, because my daughters have hair just like you. And I know, like, you know, for them, you know, growing up in where they've been growing up, you know, the pressure to conform. But I remember specifically working with a woman very talented. Molly Kieran worked for a very, very long time, at ESPN. We worked together at the NFL Network, and I remember the pressure she had because she had the dark black hair.
Beautiful hair.
And they wanted her there was the pressure for her to lighten her hair. And I just remember her going through that phase. It was like, no, this is who I am. There was a phase where I think highlights or whatever they call them or whatever to lighten up the hair. And then just really taking that position like, no, I'm a dark hair woman. Like, did you ever feel that pressure where you go, oh, I need to maybe get rid of the curls or to
No, I don't fold to pressure. I'm just going to be honest. I know how that might sound, but I'm just telling you who I am.
Yeah.
When I was in journalism school at KU, one of my professors, a couple of my professors who totally meant, they wanted the best for me, but they said, hey, Demetria, if you ever want to sit on an anchor desk, you're probably going to have to straighten your hair. You're going to have to wear a wig. In my mind, I'm growing out my hair. And any girl out there knows, like, bro, if I'm growing out my hair, I'm not doing all of that. I want my hair to be healthy.
Yeah.
I walked into my first job interview for On Air wearing my hair like this. I remember some of the stylists saying like, oh, we're going to have to push this back. Whatever you have to do, push it back so you can see my full face because this is kind of like a lioness's, mane here. But my thing is like, make it work. But also, you don't get to now, what some places have tried to do is now tokenize the hair and say like, oh, we've got our black person here and my, this 3C, 4A hair, whatever it is. And we want you to wear it all the time. I'm like, I don't want to wear it all the time like this. I'm not defined by my hair. If I want to wear my hair in weave, if I want to wear my hair back in a bun, it should be
versatility.
Everybody should be able to feel like they can walk into a place and be accepted and be based on, what they're doing, the merit that they've earned, right? And that's how I walk into a room. And no, when they told me that, I'm like, all right, over the head. I've never put myself, that's your experience. That's not my experience. And so guess what? You know what we're going to do? With that, we're going to change everybody's experience. And so I'm happy to see that reflected in a lot of young journalists that we see on air today that are going in there with hair that's coarser than mine, whatever it is. And they're being embraced by their newsrooms because somebody had to do that. Somebody had to take the lashing. Somebody had to hear the nasty comments. And if it's me, that's cool because I'm ready for it and I'm built like that. So keep coming.
I love your strength is like, you can't deny the strength that you have.
No,
and
not at all.
It's a beautiful thing to hear because I think it's also comforting for all the young women who are going to be watching and hearing that and being attacked in different ways, in so many different ways. And it was so cool to see the support from Chance the Rapper. You got Meghan McCain. You had, so many people. Tyra, like Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle Union was
she sent you a dress.
She sent me a dozen dresses. And she's always been a very kind person and I would consider an ally in the industry. And I appreciate that she took that moment to say, hey, this is the right thing to do and we're going to support you. And that was very like, oh my gosh. But I do think that those moments come from living in your own authenticity. When you start to change who you are because of what you think your news director
a lot of people do.
And people do. But those big moments like that, they could never happen like that you're truly aligned and this is what I'm supposed to be doing. There's nothing more important or more valuable.
People are always waiting for someone to take the lead. People, because it's not like some people are really scared. Like even like all the stuff I do, people go, man, aren't you afraid? I go, what? No. Afraid of what? At this point, I mean, even when I was like, I didn't, it was still the same BS.
Yes.
But then when social media came, podcasting, I go, look at this freedom. Joy Reid is a friend of mine. Don Lemon is a friend of mine. When they were on CNN, because I know everything about that. Don is my man. So Don will be like, he goes, I did his first like podcast live when he was campaigning for Kamala. He goes, can you come on my live show? Because I know you've been yeah. So I get on there and we're doing our thing. He goes, well, how do you think I'm going to do? I said, Don, you're an angry black dude. Right? An angry gay black dude. But listen, you get to say the F word, bro, and still be a journalist. He goes, what? I go, dog, you can say kiss my and say, this is Don Lemon. Kiss my and he goes, really? And now you see Lemon going in the streets. He's murdered. And I'm a guest on his show.
When he runs up on folks on the streets,
sometimes I'm guest host on his show. And I said, Joy Reid, as soon as she got fired, I texted her. I said, boom. I said, Joy, you about to kill it now. Now she's like, she gave me a hard thing. I said, she's going in now. And Roland Martin is like, I've been telling these fools.
Oh, he's been off the leash.
And that's my man. He's out for pie. He's like this. Godfrey, I told you they was coming. I told all of them, you need to get off this, forget the corporate and get, so you know what I mean? It's like I've been like this dude, and I'm not worried about, are you afraid? No, you got to be who you are. He's who he is. I'm who I am. You are. Stay authentic. Even if your authenticity is you being clean. Hey,
yes.
If that's you,
then that's good for you.
all right, you know? That's right. And we right there.
It's right there, yeah.
Yeah, and I think you being authentically who you are, even through that kind of, that attack online, that kind of helped catapult your visibility. And you were able to kind of turn that and spin that forward. What was that like the moment you decided, like, you know what? It's time for me to pursue other opportunities. You had gotten so much recognition. I remember your story clearly. I remember, I was like, oh, wow. But you took that and you took lemons and you turned it into lemonade and just made something completely different. You had all these opportunities in front of you. Were you scared to walk away? Because you were in the 5th largest media market in the country. Dallas is not like, that's a whole nother, like, in the 5th largest media market. And you walked away from all of that.
Yeah, I was offered many opportunities to renew my contract. It was like constantly like a thing, like daily like meetings, like, so what are you going to do, Demetria? What job do you want? What do you want to do? A lot of people don't understand the concept of that. A lot of people idealize being on television as their ultimate goal. And, but it's like, this is local news. It can be very limiting. There's a place for it, and it's an amazing experience. I'm so grateful for that opportunity because, the news director at the time, she reached out to me, and I had bigger aspirations. And, when you're trying to make the move to, let's say, LA or something, Godfrey, you would know better than anybody. It's like they begin to typecast you as in, she can just do Channel 8 News. That's all they see the resume. That's it. That's all you can do. And I'm like, no, I have other things that I'd like to do.
Voice.
Hey, I love it. It's such a good news voice. I think you should be on the news.
But you do the thing right here. No, she doesn't do it.
I like when you go like this. Yeah.
You talk a little bit like that.
Hey, I would think both of you should.
Oh, we would.
Hey, I'm
Nielsen's
a farmer Villa. You got to put a little snort in there.
We should have charismatic Negro news. Hi, here's the sports guy. It's going to be crazy out there.
It's always a great day in sunny California.
It just have a all-black network where everyone's like this. Man, oh man, having a good time on the Negro network. Let me tell you.
Oh my goodness.
You know how it is. The pandemic happened right after that. I felt like I had a team aligned and I was really excited for some stuff in LA. It's like you signed, it was a 2-year contract at the time, and it's like my life, I'm like, I want to do
2-year contract with the Dallas. Okay.
Yeah. And so it's like, I want to do other things. Pandemic happened. Oh my God.
Man.
Like who could have, called that? That was really rough because the kind of hosting jobs that I wanted, a lot of them are going to like more A-list type talent. And I'm like, okay, what do you do? I'm like putting out some of my own commentary, still building my social media. I was able to take my following from Instagram from 500K when I worked in Dallas to 1 million. Like after that, like really quickly, just, staying on top of things. And I don't even think at that time that I realized the importance of your audience and having your own brand. So I started working with, companies like Sporting News, which was great. I wanted to build up my sports resume, my acumen there. I worked at Revolt for a couple of years or so, or just under that, working on a talk show there. And I wanted to build a portfolio of work that just really spoke to my versatility in entertainment, sports, whatever it is. But sometimes that kind of can work against you because everybody's like, you need a niche, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. But I feel like now I've found an amazing team of people who are behind everything that I do. My agents are amazing. And I think that's really important, what happens behind the scenes and getting access to certain rooms that you otherwise wouldn't. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand. It's like in some of these positions that you see people in, it's like, how did they get that job? That's not posted on Indeed.com.
No.
So it's like, how do you build up a big enough resume to then shine bright enough so that these people think that you're worth the time to then position you for these
How did you do it? Because it was such a massive jump. Like you took this opportunity and you ramped it up. Other people will go, oh yeah, I get my quote unquote 10 minutes of fame. And then,
it was never enough for me. That's never what I set out to do. When I went to journalism school, I never thought to myself that I wanted to just be a traffic anchor. That wasn't my goal. For a lot of people, that is, and that's amazing. Yeah. For anybody who can achieve that, that's wonderful.
So I thought they just say, yo, you going to do traffic. They study to be a traffic?
No, I absolutely didn't. No, I'm
saying, do some people?
No. What's great about traffic is that you hone the ad lib
and you have
skill.
teleprompter
and you can be No, it's total ad lib.
Okay, gotcha.
It's total ad lib.
Gotcha.
But I did anchoring too. I hosted the midday show, and then I hosted like a commentary special right after the news. So I did everything, anchoring everything. But traffic is unique in the way that you can kind of become a personality on the show, which is really important when you're trying to connect with an audience. Because if you're just a stiff anchor, it's very difficult to create that. And so that's why you don't see a lot of people that are local news talent that have the following that I have, because they get lost in that, like, you know, who are you though outside of the news? When I step outside of the news, you still know me as Demetria Obilor, and that's always important to me. Godfrey, it doesn't matter where you work. It's like, we know that's Godfrey.
Yes.
If it's Comedy Central, if it's Don Lemon, whatever it's CNN, it doesn't matter. That's Godfrey. And that is the most valuable thing
I
that
like
you
it
can
seamless.
have.
I like it seamless. So they say you go on stage, you're the same person.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's easier that way.
Yeah, and that comes across too, like, you know, when you're going through, and even like, you know, you watch your sizzle reels, like, oh, like she's the same all the way through, whether you're doing your eats, whether you're sitting down, no matter what, you see the different range. And what I love about you is that you're so rangy. Like, where'd you get the range? Like, some people might call it code switching, but I've seen you be able to go into different dialects and to different areas, and to be able to be, and it's not like you're faking it. No. You actually you're just accessing different parts of your experience, of your life.
I mean,
to,
are we
to
just
connect
one
with people.
thing?
We're
not just one thing. People try to box you in. Like when I left, I remember when I was doing traffic and I was doing anchoring, and I would have commentary segments, and people like, stick to traffic. When I was doing the anchoring, it's like, stick to this. Don't talk about sports. And then when I'm doing my YouTube, it's like, oh, well, you should have stayed with traffic. It's all of this that people want to find a place to box you. I like to game. I like to play Call of Duty. I like to talk about sports. I like to talk about
what's wrong with that?
Are you just one thing?
What's wrong with gaming?
Yeah.
What's wrong with talking about sports? Your flowers, you'd be like this. So stick to trees.
Yeah, exactly.
Forget the flowers.
You know what it is?
Chrysanthemum.
Stick to trees. Just want to feel. People want to feel like I have a beat on who you are. This is who I think you are, and this is what you should be. You're like, no, I'm actually more.
No,
it's called losers.
Exactly. I love that word. That's the word we need to become.
They want to be able to have that kind of freedom that you have. It's always been. I mean, you talk about thousands of years of geniuses that in the town, they were like, "What are you doing? You're crazy." You know what I'm saying? No, I believe in this. I'm telling you, the world is going to. They actually laughed at aviation back in the day. When it was all railroads, and they were like, "Well, I think that actually it was a black dude that created the first airplane thing, and the Wright brothers kind of took it." Just to let you know, I like throwing a little Black history. But anyway, when they started saying, "Well, we have this device that's gonna actually go in the air and it'll be faster travel," they're like, "Ha! Nincompoop! Poppycock! The railroad will be here forever! What a jack!" The railroad. Do you understand the money we're making in the railroad business? Get out of my office. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. It's going to have these wings. Right. What are you, a bird? They laughed. Yeah. And then, so all of this is like, this just comes with and then you start to actually empathize.
Yeah.
Well, losers, man.
Yeah. The word is correct, losers.
Did you have people who thought you were, quote unquote, a nick and poop from stepping away and moving into your own thing?
They don't understand it, and they don't have the faith in themselves. And I'm not going to sit here and act like anything's been easy. If you know any type of crossover from news to entertainment, nothing in entertainment is easy. I have such a newfound respect for actors, performers, anything, because a lot of times you don't see these people until they're 50, and now you see them on the big screen. It's like they've been working their behinds off for so long, and they didn't get that easy pass.
Nope.
So they just don't understand. So forgive them, Father, for they do not understand. That's just kind of how I feel. Yeah. But yes, you are a loser at the same time, because if you are limiting yourself based in fear, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm going to nerd out a little bit here, but Star Wars, I love it because fear truly is the path to the dark side. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
It's so true.
No, come on.
It's been hard. People are like, "Oh, you used to be this, you used to be on the news," and it's like I post a picture like, "Oh, you're a Fashion Nova model now." I'm like, "No, I just look good in this outfit." So now you're dealing with that kind of undermining of things because you took a risk and things didn't automatically pay out. And as somebody who's worked for every single thing that they have, and I take a lot of pride in that because I don't come from a family that's in the entertainment business. Anything like that. So you really have to go and find it yourself, and it's not easy to do.
How did you find it? Because going from journalism school into getting that iconic job, big job, with the local news, graduating out of that, you've now kind of built your own thing from
Yes.
podcasting to doing other, hosting gig. Like, how have you built it, and what have you learned about the media business?
Oh man, it's brutal. It can be brutal. I mean, it's going to either you're going to keep doing it or you're going to give up. So are you made for this? Are you made for? It was interesting. I remember seeing Tyler Perry speak one time, and I'm a presenter, I'm a public speaker, I do all of this, and for me to really listen to what somebody has to say, like it's got to be great. That's just me. I don't just mindlessly just scroll. That's not me. When I heard Tyler Perry speak a few years back at NABJ Broadcast Journalism Conference, he said to make it in this industry, you're going to need two things. And he said you're going to need high risk tolerance and you're going to need emotional endurance. And that's when I knew. I was like, you get to a point where these things aren't new subjects to you, you're like aligned. So when you looked at me earlier, Godfrey, and you were like, you get it. And then I'm like, I know he gets it. And that's where you're at. And it's like, these are the tools that you're going to need to be successful, because you're going to hear a ton of no's. You're going to know that you're so qualified to do a job and that you're great. I remember one of the first auditions, it wasn't an audition, it was an interview I did right after I left Channel 8. I left Channel 8, drove to LA as soon as I flew back home to Vegas. And I went onto the NBC Universal lot, and it was like, it's a movie set. It's like everything you see, La La Land, it's a movie set. I walk in there, I nailed the interview. And when I nail an interview, I know I nailed it.
Right.
That's just, this ain't no boasting.
No,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? You just know. And so I walk out, and it was like a movie. This guy said to me, he was working a set. He was like, I don't know where you just walked out of, but I know you got the job. And I'm just walking, giddy as hell. I'm like, I know I got, and it's like, oh yeah, we like her. She looks really young. And I'm like, what does that mean? It's obscure. It's confusing. It's like, but I know in my heart I nailed it. So you can't let that completely then now make you doubt yourself. So I know this to be true. This is something nobody can take from me.
Right.
So then we keep pressing on. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
This other no. They say send emails to people, reach out to people, reach out to your network. Them they trying to hear that. They try, you know what I mean? Like people ain't really doing all that. People who you know doesn't necessarily matter. Right. It's like, what are they willing to do for you? And that takes energy away from what they're already doing. So you cannot take it personally.
No.
They just don't know you personally. Another friend of mine told me that. And so you just keep trying everything until one time you get it. Yes, and am I where I want to be ultimately? Not yet. But I don't know that I'll ever reach that point. I think as a student of life, I'm just excited every day to wake up and get the opportunity to. But if you are built Charmin soft, if you fold, if somebody says you look fat, if you fold because somebody says your hair looks gross, you are not cut for this industry. And let me tell you, things were a lot worse. 20 years ago, 50 years ago, whatever, they are still tough now. And can you take that, or are you the one that's going to run to Twitter and then now I'm going to make a moment out of this, and that'll be your moment and that's all you're going to be known for because you can't handle anything else and that's it? Or can you now play chess? Can you play chess? Can you stick with the weather when it's frigid outside? Do you have high risk tolerance? Can you take a leap of faith, leave your job and say, you know what? I don't really want to do this. I'm going to believe in myself. And if you fall, can you get your back up? A lot of people can't do that. So can you do that? And can you wait? Can you have patience? Can you be Ogechi in God's time? Can you do it? Because I didn't have a lot of patience, but it's going to force you. If you really want it, you're going to have the patience. You're going to evolve.
Where'd you learn the patience from? Where'd you get the patience?
Oh, Jesus. No, I mean, God, I don't know. God, please, in God's name. Like, that's about it. Like, I mean, you have no other option because either what is it? I'm going to try or I'm going to die. It's really what 50 said. Get rich or die. It's not even about the money, because if it was about the money could have been had. It's really about... You know what I mean? The money could have been had. There's lots of ways to get money.
Yo, that's so fast.
But it's like, I want to do it my way.
That's facts, though.
You talk about the high risk tolerance, because you did something that, a lot of people, like, this is something, that's personal to me in the conversations that I like to have with my daughters. There's a time that, Alicia Keys decided to go, take that movement with the no makeup. And I applauded and loved it, because something I try to teach my young daughters is that makeup doesn't define who you are. It's cool if you want to wear it, but don't feel like, oh, I can't leave the house if I don't have makeup on and I need, whatever. Like, that is not going to be who you are. Like, you have to wear makeup to impress a guy or whatever, or your girlfriends or whatever. You decided to do that, and you went with the no makeup. What was that like? What inspired you to do it? And what was it that you learned from it? What did you learn about yourself in the moment of going on air with no makeup?
Oh man, yeah, I remember that moment. It was pretty funny because my news director didn't care for it too much, because with studio lighting, it's like they want you to wear a certain amount of makeup, so you have the contours that helps with all of this stuff. But for me, I just woke up that day, and I wake up every day at that time, 2:30 in the morning to get to work. It was rough, like 6 years of my life getting 4 hours of sleep, and people are like, why did you leave it? I'm like, I'm cut for anything. I can do anything, but it's like, I just have bigger aspirations. But back to your point, I didn't feel like putting my makeup on that day. I didn't want to put it on. I was just kind of like, yeah, I don't feel like it today. So let's see what happens. And I was like, and I know this is going to mean something to people. So I'm just going to do it. And it wasn't because of Alicia Keys doing it. I love Alicia Keys. Absolutely. Grew up listening to her music. She's phenomenal. Love Alicia. But I don't do anything in the shadow of what somebody else did. That's not what I'm trying to do. Like, there was absolutely no makeup on my face that morning. And I just was like, you know what? This is what I look like. If that's not good enough for you, change the channel. The information's good. They'll get you to work on time. So, you know, you want to make it to work? You want to go to jail or you want to go home?
But what's sad is they don't want that. They want the presentation, which is sad. It's like it's the information.
Yes.
It's like when there's a guy by the name of Max Robinson who was trying to be the first anchor of nightly news, and he died of AIDS, but he was a major guy in Chicago, but he was going to be the next guy, but they put Peter Jennings in place of him. My father was Peter Jennings from Canada. He was supposed to get the job.
Wow.
But people were like, we don't want a black dude telling us international news.
Yeah.
It's that sickening.
Yes, it's sad.
I don't want you telling me the new. I don't want that face telling me the same information. It's some sick.
It's very sad, and we can talk about my stories and your stories, but I think about the people even before me. I've heard from people with darker, beautiful, richer complexion who've said, who've told me horror stories about things that they've experienced from their news directors, and even so far as like they didn't want this one woman to go outside and report because they knew her skin would tan and get darker and thus then become less acceptable on television, which is absolutely disgusting. But I will tell you, people ask me, what generation would you rather travel back to? There is no time period that would be more accepting of me as I am now than in the past. There's where would I like to go? Think about Fences. I think about that play and then Denzel Washington, when he did it, it's like, can you imagine, especially as an athlete, like, could you imagine like being so talented, so skilled, but because, segregation hadn't been, abolished, that you would never get that opportunity. There's so many people who are so much more talented, I'm sure, than I am, that never could have dreamed of the opportunity because other people, because
like
of
it was
where
just
they were born.
closed. It was
totally closed, and it's still
off.
not completely open to us.
Still.
It's still not completely open.
Still.
And people will say, well, what about your, about the privilege that I have as being a lighter complexion person? I will tell you that people will still say that, but I understand. I get it. And it is true. And parts of it is true. So it is very difficult, but I'm hoping that if I can do anything, is make that path easier so that when our children walk down it, they don't have that inkling in the back of their mind. Is it because of my hair? Is it because I look dark? Is it because?
I would say this. Let me say this because people will throw that privilege out, and this is just my experience. It's like everyone has a certain level of privilege,
right?
Whether it's the access to the streets, whether it's access because of your athleticism. If somebody thinks it's because of your hair, your complexion, your hair. Whatever it might be, just because you have privilege, a certain amount of privilege, doesn't mean you won't fall on hard times.
No doubt.
It's your ability to be able to navigate through the hard times, because people will throw out all the time, well, if you didn't play sports, you'll never, maybe that's the case. I don't know, right? Maybe that's the case. But that doesn't mean that excludes me from just, you had red carpet, no interference. Like, no, I had a lot of trouble. Hell, I probably needed you to tell me where the roadblocks were going to be, as I was moving down in life. And so I would say to anybody who throws out privilege, what they're really trying to say is, man, you excel, in spite of all of these other things, but it's hard for them to kind of give you the kudos. So they just throw out privilege and say, oh, well, you use privilege because of your complexion or because of your height or whatever.
And when you say the complexion thing, it doesn't matter. Black is black.
Especially in this industry.
And there's because they're light skin ain't running nothing. It's just, there's some advantages. They're not the leaders of the free world, and not all the time. Listen, man, it's different levels. There's dark skinned people killing it. But you got somebody like Viola Davis. She was my first roommate in New York.
Oh my God.
So Viola is still that same person that I roomed with. Pro-black. She's never changed. But she goes, I am just as good as Meryl Streep. Mm-hmm. I'm just as good. I'm if not better than half of these. I'm not getting the money that they're getting. So there's people in her position. She has her own production company, but it's still, you're black.
Taraji talked about it
Taraji, she's a little fairer than her. Halle Berry, there's the tragic mulatto syndrome. There's a book, it's a great book by Donald Bogle called I'm not saying it in order, but it's Coons, Mammies, Bucks, and Mulattoes, the history of African-American archetypes in film. It is one of the best books ever. And it talks about the tragic mulatto from Dorothy Dandridge to the Holly Berries, to the Buck, to our character, the Wesley Snipes characters, to the Morgan Freeman characters, the Uncle Remus, the old black man, where everybody gets advice from him. But he's sexually neutral.
Yeah, that's
It's one of the best books you will ever read. And when you read it, you'll see the same characters, the same archetypes. They still follow till this day. So yeah, it's still there. Like black is black, and like you said, there's levels. Like I'm a college grad, blah blah blah. That's what we do. We graduate. Nigerians, we graduate.
Right.
Finish your studies, then you got to do your. My father called it my comedy program.
Your comedy program.
He called it first of all, he called it my comedy program, and he's like, "Why are you doing this?" And then when he saw Chris Rock, my father happened to watch Chris Rock because Chris Rock did a special where he's in different countries doing the same joke. I don't know if you've ever seen it, where he's doing a joke in South Africa, doing the same joke. So it switched up. So my father calls me. He said, "This Chris Rock, I watched it. He's very funny." I said, "Dad, I'm doing the same damn thing." Oh, okay. I do the same thing as that dude, and just all of that is just, I almost lost my thought, but.
No, it's because you're just talking about we're talking about privilege.
Okay, I'm a college grad. So and like you said, you do all these things and you get the nose. I mean, I was doing table reads with cats that couldn't read. Yeah. That couldn't read, that beat me out in certain TV shows. And I'm not going to say the TV show that I didn't get. Yeah. But I've done table reads with these cats and I go, this guy can't read. Yeah. He's literally can't read and he's on a major show.
But I mean, and then
I go, and I can read. My father said, you got to be able to read.
Yeah,
and so I read very well. Like, wow, I can do. And this guy's like,
I mean, you guys have been the definition of taking stumbling blocks and turning them into stepping stones. You know what I mean? Like that to me is the definition. Yeah. I think it's the Niger way, but I think it's also kind of the DNA of how you guys.
I think you just called me broke. Is that it?
No, you said what, bro? No.
Bro, listen, bro.
No, hold on. I might have got that from my kid. My daughter, bro. My daughter said, did I say bro? Oh, I did. My daughter says that all the time. Bro, hey, bro be like yo, talking about a homegirl, bro be like.
Yeah, everyone is, why is girl saying bro? I said, one girl called me bro. I went out with it. She said, bro. I said, who you calling bro? Oh, I know, stop.
Okay. No, but it's cool to see how we've all taken these, these stumbling blocks in our lives.
You take responsibility and accountability for your life.
Yes.
What I don't like to see, like even with my youngest brother, I mean, he's a natural bodybuilder, and I mean, I'm sure you get this too then, is people will say, oh, well, you must be taking shortcuts to have the physique that you have. But it's true in all aspects of life. It's like you see me and you say, I remember my first job on television. I made $20,000 a year. I made nothing. And I remember somebody on a blog said, I wonder how she got that job. I'm like, for $20K? I'm like, you think that people doing it like that? But I was like, are you serious right now? So people will find anything to make themselves feel better. So I would just say to anybody who's on their journey right now, you really cannot be scrolling and listening to the negativity. The only time I respond is if I think something is hilarious and I'm like, ooh, good, this might get some more algorithm boost. I might give the juice. That is the only, it is a business decision. Yeah. And I heard when you were saying to Godfrey, looking at people like, ooh, I might say that. That's the only reason I'm doing it. It's entertainment. Don't ever get it twisted for like, do you think that I really, I care? That you should not care what people have to say.
And then they're also trying to get you canceled too.
Oh, they
if
will
you say enough stuff, they can report you.
Oh, absolutely.
They try to sneak
working
that.
on the news.
I've been learning.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I got shut down on my first first account, because I'd be like this, but then your mama and your daddy and your greasy ass grandmammy, and I'm like this, send. And then I can't find my account. So I learned.
You gotta be careful.
I learned to not even.
How have you handled fame?
Oh, I'm not like Godfrey sitting here.
But no, I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front. I'm gonna be real with you. I guess I'm a famous dude.
What do you mean, I guess? You are.
No, listen. But I don't walk around like that. Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah. I don't, you be with me?
No, I see how you roll.
I just don't do that. I don't, and a lot of cats that do, it's fake, it's bullshit. Yeah. I don't walk around with an entourage. I'm solo. My father used to be like, what are you doing with a bunch of men? You by yourself, you for what? If you with a woman, I just walking with a bunch. My father, but I was always a solo guy.
Yeah.
I was always just a loner, kind of, because I know people already. When I go to a place, I'll see some people. I don't walk around with a bunch of my. That's how you get robbed in your crib. You know, always have dudes in the crib. He'd be like, man, someone stole my.
Yeah,
specifically stole some stuff.
Absolutely.
You know, you ever get specifically robbed? You ever get specifically robbed? They do. No. Listen, my friend used to always have people in her house all the time in Brooklyn. Oh, I go, man, I said, La, you got too many people in your crib. What are you doing? And one day, all like her computer stuff, because she was a sound engineer, a bunch of stuff got stolen.
Oh man.
I said, but here's what was really funny. They took her, when it was CDs, they took just Luther.
Oh my God.
I laughed for an hour. All they took was Luther. Said they took my Luther. They left everything else but Luther. What's hilarious, they're like this. But what's hilarious is like, yeah, you got the computers?
Luther.
Like, go through here. Oh, I'll take this one.
They just took Luther. Yeah, we gonna drive with Luther.
I'm gonna dance with my father tonight.
Well, all right.
Hey, now I want to know what they left behind.
I know.
I said you had cats. They were scoping out your place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not.
It makes you very, very mindful. Like, have you had to be mindful of kind of how you position, like whether it's on social media, what you show, where you are, when you show where you are, like how's that been?
That's a great question. I mean, when I was in Dallas, I mean, even just before that too. I mean, victim isn't the right word. I don't want to say survive because that sounds too dramatic, but it's just I've had stalkers, like very serious ones that I've had to put in jail, men that I've never met before.
Damn.
Grown men, old enough to be my father, come to the station, middle of the night, try to marry me with a ring. Security almost let him in the building because they were so convinced that I must know him before even asking me. And so it's just like...
That's Brick House, the song Brick House?
Yeah,
what?
That's an old man song. She's Matty.
Yeah.
Just letting it all hang out. Brick.
Godfrey.
I want to go back to the person.
Oh my God, he's the best. Yeah, I mean, that's reality. And it was very shocking. I mean, it was pretty a traumatic ordeal because, you know, just a single woman living in Dallas and I didn't really have much family out there. My family doesn't live there. And so it's like, people are very disturbed. And even now, I mean, I have to just be very cautious. I get a lot of very crazy, thousands of pieces of crazy content. People send me stuff from jail. The jail guys, I don't really have to worry about because they sometimes come out looking for me, which is a little bit weird. It was kind of wild.
He's escaped.
Yeah, it's a little scary. Like one was knocking on my old news station's door. And
you are kidding me.
No, he was looking. They were like, they sent it to me, fortunately, because most of the time they won't tell you anything. Like I've had people not tell me that there's people like looking for
waiting me. So it set you up?
Yeah, like I don't know that they were. I just think that they were being lackadaisical, or they were also trying to cover their butts and like not like have a legal case or something like that. But it was just
that's scary.
It is as a woman, it's very scary because it's very
cool.
a lot of like very
not cool.
Yeah, it was like definitely something out of a first 48. It was
so
like
being visible like that, has it made you rethink the way you walk your steps?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just I'm always Yes. I really pay attention. Like if I think somebody's following me on the road, I'm taking the long way. I think every woman has to deal with this kind of stuff, but it just so happens that when you have a little bit more public presence, when I announce where I'm going, Godfrey, I'm sure. I mean, you have to be careful. Yeah. I'm sure there's been weird people who've attacked you, and it's like you're performing at a comedy show. I mean, how do you know this person doesn't have a gun?
I've had people where a lot of times. I don't really come out to meet a lot of people after Me Too. I just kind of stay in the green room because I don't want nobody accusing me of nothing. Yeah. If I ain't there, I didn't do it. Because I used to come out after shows, getting on, get some numbers. Not anymore. Yeah. I just I'm not talking to none of you. I wouldn't be like, no. I was like, nope. I don't want no dude running up on me. I don't want none of that. So I stay in, unless there's real fans waiting, I'll come out.
Yeah.
I saw that when you were in New York. I love how you
saw me.
I came back out in a club and I'm just sitting in the back watching and just seeing how you kind of interact with it. Like that's a pretty cool thing to see him do. One thing I do watch you do a lot, and I need to. This is actually something that annoys me about you.
Oh no.
No, it's a good annoyance. It really does.
It's a good annoyance.
I was going through your social media, and you do something that my daughters they do, and all of her friends. What is this thing when you guys take a picture, specifically women? I'm calling out.
I love this.
And it's no. It's a couple of things. This right here with the tongue.
That's from the Japanese.
I'm like, what is this?
That's Japanese.
I'm just chilling like.
I thought that was Japanese.
What the hell is that?
Mushy, mushy.
Hold on. What is that? What are you trying?
It's just peace and love.
No, but why is it this? Why is the tongue like?
You know why?
My tongue is not like that.
Yeah, it's like
Yo, your tongue has hit me in the face,
I know,
man.
it's like pretty
Dude,
wild.
man, can you believe this man's tongue right here, man? Whose man's is this right here?
Here's another one.
Man, watch your
First
tongue,
off, explain
son.
yourself. Why do you do it? Explain yourself.
Oh, I just think it's just like a fun pose. Like I think it's a millennial pose. It's like a vibe.
Let me
like
tell you something.
Yeah.
Ugly women don't do that.
What?
It's all the pretty women that be like, I don't see no ugly girls going like that.
I see. No, it's totally because you will never catch me on a photo doing this. Okay, here's another thing. My wife does this. My daughters do this, and all the girls I know do this. What is this thing when you guys are in the mirror and you're checking out your clothes?
Yes.
And you're looking at thing and doing all this other stuff?
Yeah.
And you do the head tilt. Why does the head have to tilt?
Hysterical.
It's like the head tilt like this, like, I'm just trying it on. I'm just trying to see if it
Everybody
fits.
wants
and
to-
you have this on your Instagram. I'm like,
do
Listen.
you really?
you do have
Listen.
it on your
I'm like,
Stop it. Stop it.
What
You
is
do it.
that?
Shut up.
What, you do it too. I know you do it. What is
All
it?
you women do it.
Taylor definitely
listen,
does it.
everybody, listen.
What is
The
that?
camera has given women this glamour. Like I can be glamorous. There's a glamour shot. Everybody, and there's always this, and then there's the camera in the mirror.
pucker lip,
But it's it's given them because there was a time where movie stars were movie stars and pinup dolls.
Yeah.
Now you get to be that. Once that thing flipped around, narcissism shot through.
But why does the head? Okay, I know.
Me?
I know narcissism. Okay, so narcissism might have shot up. But watch this. Hold on. But why does the head? Why does the head? You answer.
Shame.
Why does the head tilt? I want to know.
I
Why
don't
does
know. It just is what's most flattering. I feel like it could just
the head tilt? You can't see it properly.
You know what?
No. It's this
so
right here. It's this
annoying.
when you're looking in the mirror and you're going like this.
Pop my collar, like,
And then you do that and get mad at a pic.
Oh my
Listen,
God.
folks. You see, you do that, and then now the dude's like this. Did you get my picture? Did you get my?
We reported it.
Report it for sure. Report
They
it.
gonna beat that part.
I don't know.
Don't worry,
know.
they're gonna beat
It's
that
just-
part.
you
But
know how to
the
find a
pic.
pose.
But
Okay, it's a fun pose. It's just me
funny.
taking jabs at you.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Because I look at that, I'm
She
going
knows.
like, I tell my daughters all the time, what do you do? Why you head, put your head back straight. You said
That's
something.
crazy.
my niece does that. My niece is she's beautiful. She's like this. I go like this. Yo, chill out on the poses.
Everybody, it's like, the people like, I don't know. It's not, it's like you have to find what looks best for you. It's not easy.
When I
right?
check myself out in there, I'm like, I think I'm coming like this. Like, oh, shoot, okay, this, cool. Like, I'm just,
You ever go
but
as
I
long
don't
as you don't go like
I don't do this. I don't
like
do this.
this.
I don't have to, like.
And if you do that, I'll be like, yo, he moist, son. My man is mad moist. Yo, that was a moist pose, bud.
It's like, am I that girl? It's like that. Am I that girl? Wait a minute. Am I that girl? It's like that, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You better not do that,
I let people
Akbar.
have it.
No, I messed you up now because now the next time you check out your outfit and your head tilted, you're like,
Yo, why are you
this is what-
squinting?
I know.
Why do people, and I know there's brothers that do that think they're handsome, they go, there's this squint that.
I'm not gonna lie, I did that to get my
Why
wife
are you
ate it. She was
squinting?
like, no, because it's like this, like when you're trying to,
Let me
you're
see.
feeling yourself, you're like,
Oh no, you licked your lip! He did the LL Cool J! You licked your lip, son!
It's working.
No, yo, whose man's is this right here?
Hey, 17 years later.
Yo,
17
no, I don't
17 years
give
later.
a damn, but you went like this.
He practiced.
Scooby-Doo.
No, I didn't do that.
Scooby-Doo,
No, I
the lip. You said
didn't.
he.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. When I got my,
Do it again.
No, when I got my wife, I was like, hey, what's up, girl?
That's what you said? That's what you said to your wife?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where was the setting?
But no, that was cool.
You want to know where I
the
met my
first
wife?
one was
I do.
terrible.
Cheesecake Factory.
Ooh, Cheesecake Factory is
The
my boy.
Cheesecake Factory.
Women be up at
Yeah,
the
so that's why
Cheesecake
when it went
Factory.
viral,
That's
it went viral, and everybody was like, "Oh, you can't take her."
Yeah, you
I
can.
was so mad. I was like, "Yo, I met
Factory's-
my wife," so I started going out to Cheesecake Factory, and I started buying people who were on dates. I started buying them dinner. I
That's
say,
so cool.
"You guys on a date? I'm buying your dinner. Buying
That's
your dinner.
great.
Buying,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, oh yeah."
Cheesecake
I love
Factory
that.
has always been a staple, pretty damn good place.
Yeah.
You'll
It's got
come out,
options.
You'll come out with two booties, but because
That's great. Yeah.
the calories,
Yeah.
they'd be like, we have a.
This is
But they tell you
pre-calorie.
at least.
My wife and I went pre them posting the calories. Before I had
Right,
no
right.
idea.
I know, now
Because
it's
this was
yeah, I used to go pre them because
Yeah,
back in the
they
day.
didn't used to put the calories on there.
Man, but it'd be like, we have a velvet cheesecake salad. You want that? What? A velvet cheesecake salad with pasta. You're like, It's
think I'll have
7
that,
billion calories.
The salads even like 1,000. I'm like, I just want a salad. That's 1,000 calories. I'm like,
yeah.
okay.
You want the sugar sprinkles on them?
It's good though. It's not.
No, it's amazing.
People have this standard now. I love that you said that because I made a fun video because some girl said, "Oh, it's totally unacceptable to go to the Cheesecake Factory," and I'm like, "But the Cheesecake Factory has something for everybody."
Yes. Yep.
It's totally unacceptable. Who are you?
Yeah, you can't say, "Oh, I don't eat this. I don't think." Well, go on the next page.
I mean, there's
I don't eat this. I don't
salad,
think.
there's steak.
Go on the next page.
I like a woman that go, "Listen, you want to go to Fat Burger? Let's do this."
Yeah,
Fat Burger is
That
fantastic.
banana milkshake.
That vegan
That banana milkshake is
I had
crazy.
it the other day.
Banana milkshake is.
I was like,
it's
can I
not a-
Vegan milkshake?
I didn't
Vegan
know it was
banana
vegan.
vegan milkshake.
I didn't get the vegan. I'm
Because it
not
says
LA
there's no
enough for
milk.
that,
There's no
but I
milk.
got the
There's
milk.
no milk
No, I
in
got
it.
the full
My
dose.
friend the girl I was,
That's
she
me.
took it. I was like, a vegan milk? She goes, it's dope. I was like, and so I was like, let me get that.
If it was vegan, it wasn't milk then.
No, there's no milk.
There's no milk for his, yeah.
It was.
Never had that
it's
one.
amazing.
Wow.
That
okay.
banana. Yeah, that
banana is on point.
It is.
You changed. I thought you said you were from Chicago and New York.
Yeah, that's
man.
crazy. Now
you
you
out here eating
vegan and
vegan
stuff.
milkshake. Vegan milkshake.
Vegan
You,
milkshake is
you
crazy.
changed, dog.
You licking your lips, boy.
Hey, you changed, dog.
But you was licking your lips,
You changed.
bro.
You changed.
Nothing beats you
Anyways,
licking your lips, bro.
This man's vegan
But he was
milkshake.
licking
He's
his
changing
lips,
right
though. Did
before our
anybody
very
see the
eyes.
lip lick?
All right. Social media. You said something very powerful. You said 1 million followers doesn't mean $1 million. Like, it's
true.
Oh, I didn't say that, but I like that.
Yeah, you know, well, I had
Did
it
I
right
say
here.
that? Oh, you're talking about in the past?
You said people think that you're a millionaire and you got 1 million followers.
Don't play with
So you
Akbar.
want
He
to call me
researches.
broke? He wants to know how broke I am. Keep
Akbar
money,
researches
keep
things. Go,
coming.
nope. Right here, the stats saying.
I have it right here. I know everything you said.
I don't remember ever saying that, but okay.
Because there is something to the fact that people, will see in how you capitalize and how you utilize your big platform.
Yeah.
Because there is a way to convert in the conversion. But a lot of people have said, like, yo, I've got, X amount of millions of followers and I haven't been able to convert it. You've done a successful job in being able to convert it into multiple things.
Yeah.
And I just wanted your thought on your conversion process. How have you been able to convert? Because there were people who are going to be listening going like, how did she do that? Like, how did you convert the
It's not
followers
easy.
into prosperity?
I mean, people do it so much better than I do. I mean, there are people who have their merchandising and everything together. I don't have that quite yet, as I've been kind of like building the actual branding of the different franchises that I have. But opportunities not stopping. When I worked on the news, when I had a big following, I mean, I couldn't do any type of endorsements because it was considered payola. So you could have hundreds of thousands of followers and 1 million, it wouldn't make a difference because you can't advertise and promote things. It was even an issue almost when Gabrielle Union had sent me those dresses because my boss at the time was like, this could be considered payola. Now you're supporting this company. And if we're a news organization who's supposed to be non-biased, I mean, you can't, you're not supposed to accept those kinds of gifts, things like this. So it actually was like kind of a weird thing behind the scenes. But anyway, yeah, I think that those opportunities, look at the younger generation, right? The Zoomers, the Kai Cenat, the Gen Z folks who have really went out and created an identity for themselves and have put they're all into their content creation. And that's when the brands start calling you, right? And I think that's the best position you could possibly be in. Yeah. Honestly. I mean, it doesn't mean
they will
that.
come.
All right,
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
Let's talk about dating. You've been very, very, very open about it right now. Yeah, you've been very open about, just the dating, and you've had a lot of conversation about that.
Y'all didn't talk to my
Many.
never.
Hold on, we got some good conversation. We got some good conversation coming up with this one because you said.
Let me take a sip. Hold on.
Take that sip now. I read that you bounced a check for a man before.
Damn.
Is that true?
Oh.
Bounced a check.
Bounce a check is an interesting way to say it. So yes, went like a paycheck. My news paycheck wasn't cutting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I think I said that on the 85 South show. You guys did some deep digging over here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah, this was like a long time ago.
sure.
Yeah, it was just somebody that I cared about, and he had expensive taste. I was probably making like $50,000 a year. I mean, he liked fancy stuff, and I just wanted to get him something that he liked, And if I know what you like, I want to get you what you like. And my bank account, I did overdraw and I didn't realize it because you do all those charges up front and then later on you're like, but it just was somebody who meant something to me. No longer together, but it was a long time ago. But that just kind of speaks to what kind of love that I have to give. Like I don't, if you ask for the PS5, I'm not gonna go get you, some, what was that one that Soulja Boy had? The Soulja Boy console that he had.
Made that.
I'm not gonna get you that, I
He
love
tried.
Soulja Boy,
He tried. I saw that episode.
Yeah.
He goes, I make my own video game.
He did. Yeah, he did.
I got the old Soulja Boy video game.
I'm gonna get you what you like. So.
That's cool.
Yeah. So what's the dating scene? Like, you've had a lot of opinion. What's your opinion on the dating scene right now? And are you single? Are you still looking? What's your status right now?
Oh, I'm single. I'm single. I hear from a lot of my friends that the dating pool is
Trash.
Is not very good. Yeah, I don't do any dating apps or anything.
Yeah. What is not very good? What is it that you're
I know, here he's digging deep.
He's a married guy.
What is it that you're looking for? Because there's a conversation about this. Because I have a lot of single friends who've had this, and then there's this conflict. But I hear it from the guys, and I hear it from the women. I hear it like there's like,
jeez,
I can't find a good woman. I can't find a good man. I'm like, wait, hold on. What's missing? What is it that you? What's your expectation? What are you looking for, and what are your expectations?
Scallywag.
Okay, hold on.
He's part of the problem.
Scallywags.
He's part of the problem.
Girl. And girls that be doing this and then do it.
Oh my God, dudes do it too. Dudes do it too. But for me, I think kindness, consistency, that actual availability and just showing up. Somebody that shows up for you. I really value kindness. That means a lot to me.
Financial?
I hope that you're able to take care of yourself. You don't have to be like.
But no, you're not worried about it. See, I like that. Take care of yourself. You didn't say like, they got to do this for me.
No, I don't. I think about how I enjoy speaking with you. Like, do we have good chemistry with each other? Yeah. Do we have a good time together? Can I trust you? Do you show up for me? Those kinds of things matter. Think specifically, like, do I feel safe with you? And I don't mean in the sense that like, oh, you're out every night. I don't mind if you like to go out and have a good time. I like to have a good time too, but it's more like, can I place my faith in you, knowing that you'll show up for me?
That's a decent human being.
I know that the bar is so low now. It's like, I just want to
Decency is not low. Decency is not low.
It's not. It's actually not.
I hear a lot of people say that LA is like, a hard place to find love.
Big cities.
So you think big cities in general? Why?
I say that. I don't know. I don't really date very much, but I feel like from what I've heard from people, I was just talking to one of my good friends the other day, and he was telling me that he feels a lot of women can be superficial. But then I hear from some women who are like, these men, are flaky, so they don't show up. I think really the theme is here is a lot of people are afraid to be hurt. So we go back to that root of fear. Mm-hmm. And I'm a fearless person. I don't mind wearing my heart on my sleeve. I will tell you will always know where you stand with me. Yeah. If it's a no, it will be a no, and I'm not going to waste your time. That's something also that I've always stood on. If somebody asks me out and I'm not interested, I don't need a free meal. I know that there's some women have been accused of that, and I've heard some of my homeboys who are like, I know girls who just go out with guys for free food, and I'm like,
girls be at the club like this, don't thirst.
You know what I'm like? I could never.
What do you think about girls? What do you think about girls who go out just for the free meal?
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
I could never.
Right on.
That's such a poor use of my time.
Say it one more time.
It's disgusting. I need everybody accountable.
Look at the camera and say it.
It's absolutely disgusting.
Thank you.
Should not use men for.
And this is a beautiful woman who said that's absolutely disgusting, ladies, trying to get a free meal. And let me tell you something. That burger costs a lot, especially if it's a triple burger.
For sure.
And some of y'all like to eat triple burgers, you greedy ass. I'm telling you, no, listen, disgusting old free meal. I'm thirsty, holding your throat. Well, you're gonna be dying of thirst. You think you're slick, and you ain't getting no banana vegan shake either. Shut your
extra $10.
Extra $10. Can you believe this, girl? And here's another reason why I think people are flaky in LA.
Okay.
Traffic.
Ooh.
I'm not even gonna lie.
That's crazy.
If you don't have a date, it better be between 8 and 9.
Oh my God.
Don't date in the afternoon, because people are like, I'm on the 4 or 5. I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
I'm telling you, it's the distance.
Yeah, the distance.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But LA, like he's a native. If you meet natives, that's usually a good thing. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times it's us that come from other stinking up the city. And then I don't like women with dreams. I don't need that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
With dreams?
No, dreams in the business. I need a woman's like this. I'm a nurse. Oh, great. Yes. Not like this. I just got headshots.
No, it's called. We call them malls. There's a mall. We call them malls in LA.
Malls.
MAW, model, actress, whatever.
I can't do it. I'm done. Because they're looking over, this is what they do here. They look over your shoulder they kind of look at you, but over your shoulder in case somebody more important's coming.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
Okay, we can do that. Okay, so I block them. I go like this. Yeah, we can. Huh?
Well, yeah.
It's like defense.
I think it's something different.
What do you think?
I think it's something totally different. I think that there's two things that have happened in the dating pool. One is that the Me Too movement kind of exposed and scared a lot of men away from, being, hunting after the woman and pursuing a woman.
Yep.
And then the other thing is that I think that we've come to this point with that happening being such a big thing.
Yep.
And Me Too needed to happen to get rid of a lot of the bad actors.
It had to swing.
Yeah. It had to get rid of a lot of bad actors. But I think it's put a lot of young men and men who are in that dating pool in this position where, shoot, I can't pursue like I once did because I could be seen as a creep. And on the other side, I think that women historically have not been taught how to, not all, but, have not taught how to look for what a man is interested in. Because young boys, I raise my boys up like, okay, hey, you want to do this for a young woman? You want to open the door? You want to take her out? You want to make sure you pay for this? You want to call her up, make sure that she made it home safely?
That's right.
Yes.
All those things. And then young girls are taught, a guy should do this for you. A guy should do that. He should be doing this. He should be that. He should have this. He should be doing this. But the one missing part is, and I'd even ask you, do you know what men are interested in? Like, if you're in the dating pool and you're interested, do you know what it is?
Well, I was never taught that a guy should do this, that, and the other. Honestly, my dad, Nigerian, focus on your studies. That's
true.
it.
That is true. That is true.
I'm not gonna lie to you. So for me, I think it's something a little bit different, but I do think that speaks to a portion of what's happening here. I think communication is key. Everybody is different. One thing that one guy might like, the other guy might not need that. Some people, like I have a friend and she loves to provide a lot of help and guidance. I know guys who abhor that. They just want you to be like a soft, cushiony thing that it's like, hey, I'm having a hard time, baby, it's gonna be okay. And then some guys want like, the help. They're lost. They don't have that sense of what they want. And so they like somebody who's going to baby them along the way, or somebody, it just really depends on the guy. He's going to have to be able to communicate that. I'm an open, caring, kind person, and I'm going to give love, and I'm going to do the best that I can. But if there's something that me as a finite being is not giving you and you can't tell me, then we're at an impasse.
I'm going to hook you up. I got it for you. All right. So this is what it comes down, because I think all men, and I'm saying all.
I
this is not even a general.
but okay.
Yeah, this, you didn't. I'm just giving this to you. This is unsolicited.
He's talking from a married perspective.
This is unsolicited.
Not all marriages are happy. 50% of them in a divorce.
No doubt.
So here it is. Men are looking for one thing and one thing only: peace. That's what men are looking for.
I've heard that too.
In it, but peace stands for something, though.
Shut up.
Peace. There's the acronym peace as well. So P, obviously, physical intimacy.
What they meant, please.
E, encouragement. Looking for that. There's a lot of men who said they don't get encouraged. They get broken down by their women. Then there's to be, obviously, they want to be admired. Men want the admiration. If you just admire, like, make a man feel good, right? Like, I admire you. Respect. Like, that's part of the respect.
There you go. When they don't respect you, the game is over.
Then there's
they
the
don't
C.
respect you.
Then there's companionship. And then if you have that companionship, there's the reason why the boys, they always like to hang out with the fellas. We just love that community, that companionship. I think the last part is exclusivity. If you're exclusive, you're just you and him, that's it. And I think from talking to the young dating pool, it's hard to find peace in that, all of that. They might get the physical intimacy, but then everything else breaks down.
All of that,
chaos.
I agree with all of it. Of course, and I think that women can relate to that as well. And that's something, all of those things, I'm very capable of, but I think that there's a barrier to even getting to that point, and it's the fear of even putting yourself out there. Some guys are afraid to even spend the money to go on a date because they're afraid that they're going to be used. Some girls are afraid to, show any compassion because the guy's taking forever to text all day, so you must have a roster of women. So there's that barrier that is preventing you from even being able to get to that beautiful acronym of peace. And I think that with all of the social influences, all of the media that we see, also we're kind of in this kind of cross-section of a revolutionary period where women and the level of education that we have now, it's like pay raises, we get paid more. A lot of men you know, are kind of,
Men
you know,
like what? Are you talking black men?
No, just men in general.
Men in general, because women have outpaced men when it comes to education. I mean, this is not me bragging. These are just facts. These are just facts. And so what happens is you see that, and you, as a man, you want to take care of a woman. It's a very admirable thing. Yeah. But if you feel that your salary that you're now hearing reinforced by all of this media is not good enough, and then you think about the economic times that we're in, and it's more difficult than ever to buy a house. I mean, you're thinking about people who are making salaries that have stagnated for the past 5 years while the housing has gone up 60%. You're talking about $1 million a starter home in LA. They didn't used to be like that 20 years ago when we were seeing our parents get together. And so that's a huge part of it. And I think we can't ignore that construct. And then, of course, the personal needs, which you're describing. And I do think those are all beautiful things. And I would say for my brothers, I'm like, that's exactly what you should look for. Yeah. When I'm very critical of any woman that comes into my brother's life, because I want to make sure that she's taking care of him. I do not play that game. Yeah. So how do you think I am then with the man that I love and I adore? I want to give you everything that I could possibly give. Yeah. And I have a lot to give. So my thing is the fear, though. You have to put that aside. You can't be afraid that somebody's going to use you. You can't be, you have to put yourself out there and know that you're strong enough to recover. I talk about this all the time on my live stream, because there are a lot of people who feel down and out. They feel inadequate. They feel like because they don't have the American dream yet that so many of our parents already had by the time they were in their 30s, that they are losers. And that's not the case. Things are just hard. They're hard right now.
Yeah. And I think the fear is definitely there. And as far as everything that you're seeing on social media, and social media is like, oh, I'm living the life. And everybody's just taking these little snippets of their life, or maybe even something that they're close to, and giving the illusion that they have this. And so that then is, kind of trickling down to everyone else who might think, oh man, I'm not there yet. I don't have this.
People are
I don't have that.
Constantly looking at their phones. Yep. It's not.
It's the way of the world. But that is why we are surviving. Yeah. Because when COVID hit, I was listening to Dame Dash. Dame, and I love watching Dame. Because Dame's just in his own, I love it
character.
Though. And if you can't take it, because he's a Harlem dude. Yeah. I know I lived in Harlem, so I know the New York dudes. He goes, listen, man, it's COVID, right? He said, and his boy was asking him on a live. He's like, yo, so what you gonna do, son? He goes, what you gonna do? Man, listen, we creators, man. Everybody got their thumb in their ass right now, and no one's doing nothing right now. But if you're a creator, this is our time to shine, man. You should be putting them. And from there, you know what I mean? It was like, that's when I started, I said, there's more people, there's more phones than people. Yeah. And I said, boom, and it's like, I know everybody's this, but I like that. Because more than likely, they might be watching me.
Yeah, well, so it's good that you got it.
Because I put up content, I go, I hope they looking at my videos. Right. This saved our man.
Yeah, but it has, but in a lot of ways,
it's
destroyed the ability to connect. Because I saw this crazy statistic. I hadn't researched too much of it, but 50% of young men 18 to 25 years old have never physically approached a woman. Just even approach. It's done online. You see it on, TikTok. Like you be at a spot and you'll see them take a picture and then they go,
goofy shit.
TikTok, do your thing. Yeah. And then they'll find out who this person is, and then you go into the DM, and there's this whole process.
You have to, it's very hard, because it's like, even my millennial generation, like, we have to really see that people are very afraid of rejection. Like, that's something that I can't even, I'm from the generation where they're hollering at you at the mall. Yeah. Oh, like, oh, you got to admit, I just had a guy, as I was getting my rental car. I was like, oh, I'm going to, I was like, yeah, I got a guy. I was
like, like, can we be friends?
He was like, yeah, he's like, what? I was like, I'm seeing somebody. He was like, well, you didn't say you have a man. I'm like, it's the same thing. And he's like, well, what's that? But you can't take my Instagram. He won't stop.
And he was being
That's my generation.
That's scary.
It's not great. But I'm just saying, I'm used to that. These other younger guys, which they should inspire to be that way, but they can't even muster a hello. It's like, it's the fear that prevents everybody wants peace. I love what you said. I love it because it just breaks it down so perfectly, but it's like, can you even muster the courage to ask that girl out, or are you already consumed by the inadequacy that you feel because you see all of these other men with all of this money, life's going so well for so many other people. That's the syndrome that we're living in right now. Yeah. And how do you show up for a woman then if you don't even feel confident in yourself?
And I suppose that's always going to be a thing, that energy, because it's also like how women are treating men, because sometimes you got a guy who needs a glow up, right? And a guy has that glow up, and the way he's treated, because there's this funny thing about having access. once you get like the confidence, all of a sudden comes up and so on. So what is it? Is it the maybe not having a large bank account? Or is it the way you're being treated when you don't have a large bank account or the ability to provide, or you're not being seen as a potential
There's
person?
Pressures on both. There's pressures on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you'll have a story where a woman comes in and sticks with a man when he's at his lowest, and when he gets to his highest, he leaves her. That's a story that we've seen play out in real time.
It happens back and forth.
It happens. Anything can happen.
No, anything.
Yeah,
Ileana
anything
Von
can
Saat was talking about that. She was talking to these women, all good-looking ladies, and she went, you know how Ileana Von Saat goes in.
Oh,
she was like, let me tell you what the problem is with you ladies. You talking to men like you're men yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The femininity is not there. It's not about being weak. It's like you're talking to them like you're a man
and that's
also.
not good either.
You're calling them, she was like, calling them bro. And what are you doing? Yeah. Look how you're talking to men.
If I call a guy a bro, it's because you're my friend. And
but I'm saying, but you know, that's
Absolutely.
different. But when you're talking,
when you're lover,
you're talking to men like you're a man.
No.
You're very mean to them. She was breaking it down. You're mean to them. You're nasty to these men. She's like, what? Because you're pretty? Are you serious right now? Half of you are traumatized. Half of you are hurting.
Because somebody else treated them that way, so
right,
it's
but it's not fair.
And that's where that E in peace go, right? When encouragement, like you lose the ability because you're so wounded, you know, not you, but in general, person's so wounded that they start attacking.
Yeah, and I'm jaded because people are like, God, you probably get girl. I go, man, I don't say to them. Because first of all, I'm not desperate, and I just don't say it because I'm not in the mood.
Yeah.
I don't like combativeness. Right. Because I'm a gentleman. My parents aren't around anymore, but I'm gonna tell you, for 40-something years, my father never raised his voice to my mother. Anytime she got going off, he goes, I come back. I take a drive, I come back. Yeah. But he was so strategically great with it, and my mother respected my dad. Yeah. It was just like respect. Yeah. So when a woman's talking crazy to me, I told some women, I go, my mother never talked to my father like that. Yeah. Who are you talking to like that? I didn't even come at you crazy. But I mean, if we're gonna get in a verbal match, I'm gonna win because I'm nasty with words. Yeah. I'm nasty. So I said, listen, don't ever talk to me like that. I'm a man. I'm a grown man. I ain't no.
I think it comes from a place of fear.
But it does.
It's these women are afraid to be there. And this is not an excuse because there's nothing nicer than just being able to feel so safe in a man's presence that you can show up as a feminine woman and just literally support you. There's so many amazing women out there that all they want to do is take care of their men. And there's so many amazing men that just want to be the Superman to their woman. And I've seen men like that. And I just think that people are so afraid that to even try. The women are afraid to be another concubine. The men are afraid to look like a sap.
But that's a great, you're bringing up a great point that I really actually hadn't even really factored in. And maybe it's just because of my perspective of where I'm sitting in life as a married man. Yeah. But fear, because fear is going to be at every level of dating. But it's almost like it's been on like steroids. Like it's just been like just out of this world to where now it's become crippling where you can't even engage. Like when I heard that stat of 50% of 18, I said, oh boy, I better go to talk to my 14-year-old. I'm like, let me tell you, it's like, so is there a girl at school you like? I want to teach him how, I got to teach him game because I think it's going to be kind of lost. Yeah.
But masculinity has been kind of shut down too. Let's keep it 100.
No, it's
with LGBTQ, with people not. Oh, what's a man? Stop.
Yeah, we got to stop undermining our men.
Stop undermining heterosexual men, especially because I got my gay. We talk. My gay friends are my gay buddy was like, it's not fair. Yeah. The way they're smashing on heterosexual men, it's not cool.
Yeah. Masculinity has been under attack. Yeah. Like the term that I can't stand the most, toxic masculinity.
And it was coined by two male psychologists.
Yeah. It is the absolute worst.
There's toxic femininity and masculinity.
Misandry, the misandrist, so that's women who hate men, and then the misogyny.
And it's bogus. It's like, yo, stop. I stand on this. I'm standing on this manhood hill. Yeah. I was raised by a man, yo.
Right.
My uncles, my what you talking about? Yeah. I'm not talking about chauvinism. I'm talking about, misogyny. But man being able to be a man, you got me all effed up out here. the way you talking to me, we ain't doing that here.
I don't like seeing things
We
like
ain't
that.
doing that.
Yeah.
Because
I've got 3 brothers. I don't, like I said, they're good men.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to see them, their masculinity
No doubt.
celebrated, and I want,
No doubt.
and they're good providers and protectors. And I hear it as their older. I'm so proud of them. And I'm just like, this is amazing. It makes me smile. I see their friends that they associate with, and they're great men who want to provide for their families and feel good. And it's like, I know that it's just so sad that so many people go on TikTok to hear these pseudo psychologists talk about avoidant anxiety attachment, and you're diagnosing these people you haven't met, and it hurts because people are hurting, people are getting ghosted. It's very traumatizing for a lot of people.
That's some cool stuff.
You know, people do that, and so they're afraid it's going to happen again. But for me, what I say to people is this: is that your character and who you are, like, you have to realize you weren't put on this world to just hear no one time and then crumble and fold, and that rejection is going to mark you forever. You have to realize that you can come back bigger, better, with more to give.
So I hear you can also sing.
Oh, I'm not doing none of that right now.
I know. Do you have a little?
What is this? This was not on the thing.
I know you got a little Mariah. Just give me a little. Give me a little bit.
You have to sing.
What?
Okay, I'll start it off. Man. Watch this. Woo, yeah.
Oh God. I'm not.
What? That's all I got.
That's all you got? I thought you were going to give me some I thought you were going to be that sexual chocolate.
I said, now your turn.
Do the Mariah. Give me a little Mariah.
The Mariah is insane. Mariah is like on a whole other level. Mariah.
Wow,
You guys really dug deep.
You said he was tone deaf, but he kept going.
God. No,
He's like, sing that one. I know which one you're talking about.
Hit me.
Go on, let's go. We got church in here. Hallelujah.
Don't take that.
Sing it. Come on now.
I am not warmed up.
Don't hurt yourself now.
I'm about to hurt myself.
Go on now.
Oh my
This
goodness.
palm wine, the laughs. I was like, I cannot be trying to sing Mariah.
Let's do a little something. Do a little something. Just a little something.
What? Hell no.
You just did a little run.
What about the Christmas? What about the Christmas one?
Oh God. Guys, this is not.
Okay, how about this? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose.
You gotta do that.
No, go ahead. I'm trying to. And if you ever saw it.
Hold on, let me think.
When you get loud, she starts to sing, so she can.
Oh my
Would even
God.
say it glow. All right.
I can't. You guys cannot. I gotta be in a different.
All right, we'll come back to that. We got a little game time. This is the last one
Man,
here.
he
We
didn't
got
like the fact that I was singing my ass off.
Trying to make a viral
So what's the song?
When you
gonna sing it?
by every night, talking sweet and
looking
looking
fine.
fine.
Come on,
I can't. I can't
do
right
that?
now. I can't.
She knew what I was.
Darling, if you only knew all the things that flow through my mind. I'm not
Hey, she got it. That was good. All right, let's get in game time. Let's get in game time. We got game time coming up. All right, we gonna do this.
What are you singing? That's just not singing. Get out of
Mermaid
here.
or something.
All right, we got game time. Game time.
I can't go that low. I'm a soprano. I'm a
All
soprano.
right, we got game time here. What would your father say? All right. So, what would your Nigerian father say? All right, we're gonna give you some scenarios, and then
I'm gonna give you Sarah. You gonna give your best impersonation of what your father would say. Ready?
You know, my dad doesn't have. He talks to us in his just American accent, right? You just.
We'll do it.
Okay, but you probably still have some sayings and stuff like that. You know,
fine. Let's see if I can.
You come home and tell your dad you failed an exam.
Oh.
Oh, Stonewall.
Idiots.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes, idiots.
Idiots. Idiots. Hey, you ask your dad if you can borrow the car to hang out with your friends late at night.
No. It's just simple. No.
For what?
For what? That's the question.
Waste my gas.
This is like if Mike calls my mom Jace, like Jace.
Just irritated.
My dad is a man of very few words when he's irritated. He's just more like he's going to give you that look like. He's watching TV for sure, so it's definitely.
Oh yeah, no.
Get out of the way.
Move.
Move.
Okay, you tell him you want to date someone who doesn't have a job yet.
God. My dad, what would he say? My dad's more understanding now, I feel like, but he...
Did I come to this country for you to be poor? Did I come to this country?
My dad is like, he just would probably be like, now what? Like what? Like this? He just his face. It's like you got to see my dad's face. He just squints his eyes up. It looks really mean, and it's just more like.
How about this? And he don't plan on getting a job either. I need your daughter to take care of me.
Better than this. He just like
Miss Obilor.
I don't.
Your daughter gonna take care of me. I ain't getting no job. Now what is he gonna do?
Oh my God, my dad is like the worst. He's probably like. Who's this man? It's no good. Get him out. You know, like that. Get him out.
Here we go. You tell your dad you're not eating leftovers. What?
Just go. Ungrateful, like something like that. Ungrateful. What do you mean? We have food at home. Like, let me just tell you, my dad was that kind of guy.
Yeah.
We were out, can we get McDonald's? No, we have food at home.
Yeah, we have food at home.
I'll make you McDonald's.
We have food at home.
I'll make you a nice jollof rice burger.
I know we've got to have food at home. Like, that's it.
Jollof rice burger.
Jollof rice,
I'm dead.
Jello burger. You ever have Jello burger? You call your father by his first name.
Oh, that's just never even happened before.
Hey man, my friend Rick, white dude, I used to collect comic books with him. They owned a bookstore in Chicago. And his mom was at the register, and we read comic book. He goes, Gail. I'm like, who's Gail? Oh, that's my mom. I go, you know your mama's name?
What is my dad's name?
I said, I'm Godfrey Jr., and I don't know my father's name.
I don't know my dad's name. That's just my dad.
Can you imagine calling your, what?
That's just something that's never, ever happened.
You just don't do that.
It's just could never happen.
Just in black families.
Yeah.
Like
I don't care if it's Caribbean.
I know. Dad, it's just dad all the way. Well, every day is dad.
You refuse to give up your room for a guest coming over.
Oh, I mean, I just feel like immediate beatdown is going to occur. Like, I just don't even know. I don't think there's words. You have to understand, like, there's not much, especially if I was young. I'm an adult now, so he's sharp with the tongue, absolutely.
Yeah.
But with that, back then,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't.
Y'all talking about to me?
No, there's no words. I just think the belt is just gonna go get the belt, and your ass is getting beat.
Yeah,
That's
right.
it. I don't think there's any words for that. I said my dad's a man of few words, but it's something serious. It's
all right. Here we go. Texas barbecue versus KC.
Oh, Kansas
barbecue.
City, hands down. You know, I'm from KC. 816 was good, but I'm going to tell you, I lived in Dallas. Dallas has been stepping it up. I will say KC, they've been kind of getting comfortable in their laurels and everything. They need to kind of, tap back in.
Texas, I've eaten all of them. I've gone around eating barbecue. It varies on the store. It varies on the
everything.
I've eaten a lot of barbecue.
KC's the real deal.
KC's the real deal.
Well, there's one that's like been kind of falling off. Not Arthur. What's the one?
Arthur Bryant's.
Arthur Bryant's.
Gates can be inconsistent depending on the location.
Exactly.
I love Gates, but it's like, that's why I'm like, guys, like
they're a little
Texas
they're slipping a little bit.
Texas is killing it with like the social media kind of stuff right now. So it's like, guys, remember that people could come in here at any time. Like, so y'all got to be cooking.
I went all around Texas. I was like, ooh, it's kind of dope. It's kind of off chain.
But Texas can be, it's more of a fatty brisket.
It really varies.
Kansas City does a great job seasoning the meat, the sauce. Gates is my favorite sauce. They just sent me like a holiday package. I'm like, thank y'all. 6 packs of sauce.
I got to give my man, KT, he always brings me a big plate of barbecue when I do the Kansas City Funny Bone. He brings me a whole plate.
Presidential platter.
He got the brisket, I got the wing, everything.
All right, good brother. All right, hot topic, last one. Jason Derulo, he just recently came out and said he's probably not gonna hire women to work with him because he had the false accusations and that was proven twice. That, he's like, look, I didn't do it. These accusations and these things have cost him millions and millions of dollars. Your thoughts on Jason Derulo saying, you know what, he's got high concerns about hiring women in his orbit now.
Yeah.
It's really, really unfortunate because there's a lot of credence to what happened with the Me Too movement, and that was something that needed to happen. We do need to give a voice to survivors and victims, and so I understand that, but I do understand there are a lot of women who've taken advantage of that movement and used it for their own personal greed. And so then we fast forward now to Jason Derulo's situation, and so for me, it's like, if that's what makes you feel safe, I mean, it's really unfortunate. I do think that there are a lot of amazing, capable women who would just love that opportunity, but I understand needing to protect yourself and your image. And if it's costing you money, and if it's something that's costing you your brand, your identity, something you've worked so hard for, put in the blood, sweat, and tears for, I get it. I understand that there are some women who may feel uncomfortable working with men under certain kinds of vicinities. And so who am I to come in and speak for your business if that's what you feel most comfortable doing? I just think it's unfortunate. I would hate to see something happen where someone has a bad experience with maybe one person of color and now they don't want to hire any more black people. And I think that's kind of something that we could compare it to. Do you think that just maybe this one woman now speaks for the rest of women? If we did it to black men, would it be acceptable? So I just think that those are the comparisons you could draw. But it's one guy. It's not, we can't generalize. But if somebody said something like that,
but it puts a stain on you too, even if you're innocent. Now it's a long stain.
It's a horrible, I can't even imagine. Is that the answer to everything? Is that when you feel unsafe with this one demographic, and women are, 50% of the world, and then so now we're not going to work with women? I think that, it's a kind of, it could become a slippery slope. I do think that there needs to be certain buffers put into place. There are men who are hateful, get you killed too, and set you up to get robbed. Then you don't want to work with men anymore. Who are you going to work for? I understand it. I'm very compassionate toward that. I can't even imagine if somebody did something like that to my brother. I'm not as familiar with the case as I'd like to be. But I just feel like I don't know that that's always the solution. If I have one bad experience with somebody on the east side of town, and then so now I don't want to work with anybody who looks like that or is like that. But you lost
millions of dollars.
I think not on top of losing millions of dollars, I think the biggest issue, especially when it comes to men, the same intensity that they cover the accusation, they never cover it with the same intensity when it's found out that this person is innocent or this doesn't happen. And for Jason Derulo, no matter what, it's going to follow him like, weren't you the guy that...
That's why I can totally empathize with the situation. I just would hope that people don't take that and say, like, this is now what we're going to do. Anytime a woman wears a dress, and so now we don't know if this was sexual harassment or sexual assault, whatever it is, and so now we're not going to hire any women because we don't want any women distracting us, and we don't even want the possibility of that. I just don't think that that's necessarily the most rational solution at all times. But I understand on a personal level why you would feel that way, but I don't think that avoiding women is a real possibility in this world. When you step outside, you could look at a woman a certain way, and now she cries and says, oh, he harassed me. That's not really the most viable solution in my mind. And I think it's kind of, it's an emotional one, and I understand it. But I have to work with men, and I've had horrible experiences of men stalking me, sending me videos of them doing very explicit things. And do I now say, well, I don't want to get any DMs from men anymore. I don't want to deal with men anymore because this one guy did this one bad thing, and it's costing me my safety, and so all men are bad. That's what I'm saying. As long as we don't get to that level, because it's just not fair. We do have equal employment opportunities for a reason, and I just bring up the standard of the race and that demographic to show people how extreme it could seem. Because there are
I love your answer. I think your answer is right on. I think to me, the solution is that there needs to be different lawmakers need to make changes in the way accusations are, because I think that's the biggest issue. There's a story in a movie even about a former NFL guy, a guy not even a former NFL guy, never made it to the NFL because he was accused. And
you see him just crying at the,
he's accused of it, 7 years in prison and nothing. And comes out, that she's lying, and then nothing happens. I remember telling my son this story, and he goes, well, whatever happened to her? Nothing. And I think if laws don't change around that and make it severe about making false accusations, I think that's the biggest change.
I think false accusations are more, that's absolutely. I'm always on the side of justice, what's right. I don't care skin tone, sex, whatever it is. But I do think that historically speaking and empirically speaking, there have been far more women who've been sexually assaulted and never saw the justice that they deserve to see. And that's why there was that need for the Me Too movement. But unfortunately, everything can get taken advantage of. Look at Black Lives Matter. There are people who took advantage of.
Going to jail now, right?
Exactly. But it started with good intentions, but obviously people are fallible and human and do horrible things at times. So I see it from both sides, but I do understand, that was very shameful. If somebody did that to my brother, I'd be ready to girl, you don't want to see me because I might end you. I don't know.
No, you didn't. Like she did the no, you didn't.
I don't play with that. Like you can talk about me, you start talking about my family, that's like a different story. But that hurts me. And anybody that happens to, because that loss of potential is so heartbreaking. And as people who have strived to accomplish so much, all three of us here, could you imagine that just being ripped from right under you unrighteously? So I understand Jason Derulo. I respect his decision. He knows what's best, but we have to remember that this one thing doesn't speak for millions, hundreds of millions of amazing women who exist, who are very capable and have earned the right
We
to
gotta
work.
have,
well
to
said.
sign a contract for that one.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, let's
well
not-
said. Hey, I want to
Yeah.
say you've shown so much range. We've gone around the loop.
Yeah, you
on
guys
this.
got some
We've
good
shown a
stuff
lot
from
of
me.
different stuff from you. So I want to say thank you so much for joining us right here on 154. Thank you so much, Demetria. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
154, we all connected, baby, you already know. I'm talking 154, we bringing Africa around the whole globe. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like